And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the home opener for the Pine River-Backus Tigers girls basketball team here on yourliveevent.com. Of course, here in Pine River, the 2023-2024 winter season just getting underway, as tonight we bring you the Pine River-Backus Tigers and the Sebeka Trojans. Good evening, everyone. I'm Devin Kruger. Joining me tonight is Matt Thurston. One game already under the belts of the PRB Tigers. It is the season opener for Sebeka. Early season games always bring that, it's kind of, they talk about new car smell. It's that new season feel here in Pine River tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Thanks, Devin, for inviting me along whenever you take me to a ball game where you get the greatest seats. I love it. Yeah, I am excited for this part of the year. I mean, basketball starting, NCAA college volleyball started today, the playoffs.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to see some dual athletes here with PRB girls have some volleyball players on their basketball squad. I love seeing that. I'm expecting a good game.
Yeah, you've got, of course, a lot of familiar names, and that happens with small town schools. Of course, the volleyball team coming off a second straight state tournament appearance, hoping that some of that success, and of course we know that they've got some great athletes on the floor. They did have one game already underway as we welcome you to the Station 371 pregame show, as the Station 371 pregame show sponsored by your local Senex station here, locally owned Station 371. Fuel, bait, they've got great snacks, of course your hunting and fishing licenses all at Station 371. I think when you transition into sports, the interesting thing, Matt, about anything athletically is it's still a lot of differences. Obviously, in volleyball, you're still expending a lot of energy, but there's a little different energy when you're running up and down the basketball court.
Yeah, it's good to be young.
Well put.
Yeah, especially with, like we said, we have some of these dual athletes. So some of that excitement and that drive carries over into the next season. Obviously, it's here girls basketball, so you're going to be looking at those girls to be keeping it high drive. They're already going to be in stride, as you would say, as we're in the middle of the school year.
With that, we're going to take our first break here on the Station 371 pregame show. When we come back, we'll give you a little tale of the tape to give you some information on these two clubs coming into tonight, as well as, of course, a peek into the history of the series. These two teams are very familiar with each other. We will hear from both head coaches. We'll get to the starting lineups, and it all leads up to the tip-off. The B squad game dominated by Pine River-Backus, 64-12. It was all PRB, highlighted by 8th grader Leah Evelyn's 35-foot shot at the buzzer to end the game. Just kind of threw it up and actually just buried it from about 35 feet. So a little extra pop in the B squad win for PRB. When we come back, we'll take you through these two clubs as we get set for the home opener tonight with Pine River-Backus and Sebeka on the Station 371 pregame show. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
That's the yourliveevent.com coaches show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on yourliveevent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget moonlight bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
We welcome you back to Pine River-Backus High School on yourliveevent.com. One other game for our area on yourliveevent.com, and that is Aiken hosting Hill City Northland. You can check out the full schedule for all of our area schools. Just go to yourliveevent.com, and right there on the front page gives you the schedule. Tonight, it's Pine River-Backus and Sebeka here on the Station 371 pregame show. Let's take you through how these two teams measure up against each other. For Sebeka, again, this is their opener. This is game number 1 for the Trojans. Coach Mike Hano in his 25th year. Last year, a 7-19 season for the Trojans, and they are pretty young again this year, Matt. Not a single senior on the roster for Sebeka, so they have some experienced players, but that's where game number 1 really could get interesting for the Trojans.
Absolutely, but coach has been around for 25 years. His assistant coach is his own daughter, who's been doing this for 3 years as well. But that youth has its advantages. As the junior squad, there's going to be about 4 or 5 girls that will sit on their bench to come in, and a lot of those girls played a lot of minutes in the JV game.
For the Sebeka Trojans, and not only are they a young team, and they've got some of that experience, they actually start the year with 4 straight road games. We were talking with Coach Hano, and he gave a little static, fun-hearted, lighthearted static to the activities director, Mr. Lilquist over there. Because we get 4 straight on the road, and then 3 or 4 straight at home, and that's kind of how the whole season goes. Typically, there's a little bit of mixed match in there, but Sebeka, they're going to be tested right away in the season going on the road so much.
Absolutely, and I love being on the road first of all because it's an us versus the world mentality. And as long as the coach can keep that with them and let the girls know, like, hey, it's us versus the world, just get out there, be in your spots, good passing, we should do all right.
So that's really it for the Trojans. Again, because it is game number 1, let's look at the PRB Tigers. They come into tonight's home opener at 0-1. Tuesday night, they traveled to Wadena Deer Creek. They took a loss 58-44. Fairly low-scoring game. Alora Dahl led the way with 10. Sawyer Tulinchuk had 9. Brianna Hannikin had 7. Ella Dahl had 6. The top 4 scorers for PRB. They're coming off a season at 13-15. They lost a few seniors. Coach Tucker Shealy will talk about that in his pregame interview. So both these teams under 500 last year, hoping to take those forward steps. Then we look at the history of these two teams, and Pine River-Backus has dominated over the past, almost a decade. Pine River-Backus won both meetings last year, 75-40 in the regular season, 74-45 in the playoffs, ending Sebeka's season. And that win in the playoffs was the 10th in a row for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. The last Sebeka win, December 8th, 2015. So for a Sebeka team that wants to try to start off the season hot, perhaps a shred more motivation to try to snap a long losing skid to these PRB Tigers.
Absolutely, and like I said earlier, us versus the world, they have to maintain that mentality and just rely on each other, especially when you're always away, like, for the first 4 games. So I kind of like that for them on their campaign. It should get them into stride when they get other 4 home games.
Sebeka this is their only game this week. It's really kind of that first full opening week of basketball. There's a number of other games and other events going on that we'll keep an eye on the scoreboard when we get a chance. But for Sebeka, their only game this week, Tuesday, they're on the road at New York Mills. The opposite for Pine River-Backus. So if one thing's really going to get tested for the Tigers in the first week of the season, it's going to be their stamina. Game on Tuesday. They're here tonight, and then tomorrow they're right back here. I will be back as the Tigers host Belgrade at Bruton El Rosa. That will be on yourliveevent.com, and got some radio coverage as well with KLKS Talk 100. So it'll be interesting to see how, especially for me, tomorrow night, to kind of see how the legs are for the PRB Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's early in the season. Some of these girls, like I said, are dual athletes. They've been practicing for a couple of weeks, so hopefully it's just a good week for them to be able to play as many times as they are.
So we've got hopefully it will be a great matchup here tonight. The captains are meeting at center court. It's Pine River-Backus, it's Sebeka. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear what the coaches have to think coming into tonight's contest. We'll first chat with Michael Hano, head coach for the Sebeka Trojans, and then, of course, our chat with Tucker Shealy, head coach of the PRB Tigers. More on the Station 371 pregame show is coming right up after this on yourliveevent.com.
Proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
And we welcome you back to our Station 371 pregame show for tonight's matchup. As joining us now, head coach for the Sebeka Trojans, Mike Hano. Coach, thrilled to get a season started. We know there's always extra excitement when the season's just beginning. It is game one for the Sebeka Trojans. Thanks for a couple minutes before tip-off here in Pine River tonight.
Yes, no problem. Thank you. We're ready for this. Everybody's excited, nervous, and ready to go.
This is your first game, so of course a lot of the questions kind of pertain to the transition from last year to this year. Coming in, you're coming off a 7-19 season. Things that stand out, of course, there's no seniors on the roster. Coach, take us through these first couple weeks. What have you been focused on, and what are you working on for, just try to start off strong with this year's Trojan squad?
Yeah, last year we were pretty young too. We lost a couple seniors, had some injuries last year, so we've been healthy. Crossed our fingers. Things have been going well, better, improved from last year. So, we're hoping for the best. You always wait for this first game to see how it's actually going to go against somebody else.
Through the first couple of weeks, what's excited you most about what you think this year's team is going to be capable of executing out on the floor?
I like a little bit of everything. We've been really working together well on defense. Offensively, it seems like we're knowing the plays better. We do return a lot of, not maybe older girls, but we have some experience. So they're knowing plays, and I can actually add some more stuff to them. So the knowledge, the communication, there's been a lot of things that I've been liking so far.
What did you get? What's the feeling you got from the girls coming in game one? How excited do you think they are to finally get out there, strap them on for real, and go up against a team that you know very well?
Yeah, like I said, they're excited and nervous. We played them. They ended our season last year, and we had a close game this summer with them. So they're kind of biting at the bit, ready to try to get at them right now.
Coach, one of the things that is of course new this year is the shot clock. With the style, with what you have on the floor, how much of a factor do you see that in coming into your 25th year?
It's a different dynamic, but the one nice thing is our conference actually used the shot clock last year. So we got experience. We didn't change it to 20 or anything. It was always 35 every time, but we ran into it probably 15 times for the year, so not a lot, but it's just that one factor that you're like, think about it, but don't think too much about it. And we got a couple designs in there to try to do something when it gets loaded down, but for the most part, try not to think about that and just play ball.
With this Pine River-Backus team, again, it's a team, even though it's out of conference, you play them every year. You're very familiar. They were able to win, both times last year, and they actually have kind of a long win streak. Not that the girls would think of that, but from your standpoint, Coach, how nice would it be for you to start the year with a win and get a win against a team that's kind of had the upper hand?
Yeah, we've struggled here the last couple of years. Pine River's had a good team. Tucker does a good job with them. I think it's just positivity and just confidence, because I think some of the girls know they can do it. Some of the younger ones don't know about it. So if you get a win, that'd be great. But it's going to be tough. We got to handle their zone press and things that they like to do every year. So, yeah, we'll see.
What are a couple of things in your mind, Mike, that you would just really like to see, and maybe a couple of things that you need to see from the Trojans, even in game number one?
Mm-hmm. Poise, and it's always tough first game. They like the zone press. They like their matchup zone. So those are things that a lot of times you don't see right away, but we're going to see that right away because they do that traditionally all the time. So not turning the ball over, giving them easy baskets. And then on the offense, just being patient, poised, because that matchup zone is tricky sometimes, but then sometimes it's like it gives us some openings that we can really take advantage of.
Coach, we're excited to be here tonight for this early season matchup. Good luck to you and the Trojans.
Thanks for your time.
Always. Mike Hano, head coach for the Sebeka Trojans. Join us as we take a break. More on the Station 371 pregame show right after this on yourliveevent.com.
When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great. Welcome back to our Station 371 pregame show. As joining us now, Tucker Sheely, head coach for the PRB Tigers. Early season matchup, one game already under your belt. It's home opener tonight, Coach. Thrilled to be here. Thanks for a couple minutes before tip-off.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for having me.
You got Sebeka in town, but before that, you started off the season with a loss at Wadena Deer Creek. Tucker, I haven't had a chance, of course, this is our first game covering you. Take us through these first couple of weeks, getting ready for the season. Obviously, some new pieces that are really going to be counted on. What's it been like from your vantage point?
Yeah, no, we're definitely excited. I know girls are excited for our home game here tonight, and hopefully get a little redemption after our opening loss here on Tuesday. But no, the beginning of the year, I feel like I think all coaches are in the same boat. You just don't have enough time to put everything in that you want to, and then still work on player development and start kind of finding our new roles here. Last year we had 3 seniors, Ramsey Tulinchek, Hano, Kate Travis, that played a lot of minutes and had a bulk of our offense. So we definitely need to adjust to that, and I think that showed here in our first game. We just had a few girls that need to step up and score, a little bit more than we did, and so looking forward to seeing that out of them tonight.
Overall, in the loss to Wadena to start the year, 58-44. So again, it was low scoring on the side of the Tigers. But what were some things that you liked out of Game 1?
Yeah, no, after our slow start, I really felt I liked our defensive intensity. We definitely put a lot of good pressure on the ball. I think we had more steals than them. We ended up, shooting a much lower percentage than them, but we got, a lot of decent shots and a lot of decent looks. I think, we're hoping to see those, fall a little bit more tonight, but definitely love the effort all the way to the end of the game. We definitely have good senior leadership as well. So Laura Dahl, Brianna Hannikin, like I said, they didn't do a bulk of the scoring last year, but they, have some experience, and they've definitely shown that, both in practice and then, in our first game.
When you look at the factors of the girls stepping in, new pieces, and you talked about not having enough time, what are, especially early in the season, what are those big focal points for you, Tucker, of where you want to see this team kind of take some forward steps?
Yeah, I think offensively is going to be, kind of the key for us this year. I think starting the year, I like where we're at defensively as far as we have a lot of athletes, and, you'll kind of see tonight we have some depth. But in order to kind of, bring that together and see a good final product, I think we're going to have to definitely turn our defense into offense, and then we are going to have to be able to score in the half-court sets. I think, we're going to, prefer to run and gun, and so we're going to try to have to get our, scorers. I think in particular, Mamie Buchers, Sawyer Tulinchek have to step up tonight and score the basketball for us. And so we'll be looking to see that out of them. And, that I think, like I said, offensively, I think is going to be our biggest challenge here at the early season here, figure out who's going to be able to score for us.
Last year, you swept 2 meetings with Sebeka, one in the regular season. You saw them in the playoffs. Both of them were decisive wins, and the Tigers have kind of a nice win streak against the Trojans. It's a new year, but what do you recall? What do you know from what Coach Hano's squad brings back and what you expect out of the Trojans tonight?
Well, you can always expect a really well-coached team with Coach Hano. He just does a really good job over there. They have a really good program, and I just feel like he does, a really good job with player development. And so he definitely has some returning pieces from last year. They've improved. They weren't able to handle our pressure last year. The second game we played them, they handled it much better. It was a closer game. They made some adjustments. I think they played a little bit more zone in that second game last year. And so we prepared for both man and zone tonight, so we expect to see maybe, both. But like I said, I think we need to be able to handle, offensively our business. And if we can do that, I think we'll be okay.
For game number 1, and especially it's a very busy first week going Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So what are some of the key things that you want to see from your squad, and how important would maybe a win tonight be for your young group?
Yeah, wins are always fun, but I think it's one of those things that, definitely preaching, hey, we need to get better. And so I think, boxing out, and then the offensive, not only our strategy and making sure we're running our plays and our sets correctly, but finding those scores and who's going to step up for us. So I think those are going to be, kind of the keys.
Coach, thrilled to be here again for the home opener for the Tigers. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you after tonight's game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Tucker Sheely, head coach for the PRB Tigers, join us as we step aside. More on the Station 371 pregame show right after this on YourLiveEvent.com. A wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com. And we welcome you back to the Station 371 pregame show for high school girls basketball tonight. They are going through the starting lineups here. We've got them for you. First, for the visiting Sebeka Trojans under head coach Mike Hano. First game of the year, 0-0. They will start a junior guard, Jalen Lilquist. A junior guard, Sammy Stevens. A junior forward, Annika Pulyu. A sophomore forward, Kyla Watson. And a junior guard, Maya Weaver. Again, for Sebeka, Lilquist, Stevens, Annika Pulyu, Watson, and Weaver. That's 4 juniors and a sophomore for the Sebeka Trojans. Again, they do not have a single senior on their girls' basketball roster. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, head coached by Tucker Sheely in his 4th season, 0-1 for PRB. They will start a senior in Alora Dahl, another senior in Brianna Hannikin, a sophomore, Ella Dahl, sophomore Sawyer Tulinchik, and sophomore Mimi Bukers. 2 seniors, the only 2 seniors on the PRB roster, and 3 sophomores in Alora Dahl, Hannikin, Ella Dahl, Tulinchik, and Bukers. That wraps up our Station 371 pregame show. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 right on Highway 371 in Pine River. Sebeka white jerseys, white shorts with the purple numbers and letters trimmed in gold. They will go to our right here in half number 1. New this year, of course, is a shot clock in every game, 35-second shot clock. PRB, the black jerseys, black shorts, the orange numbers on and letters on the jerseys. So here we go, Alora Dahl and Kyla Watson set to tip it off. It's high school girls basketball tonight here on yourliveevent.com, and the tip controlled by the PRB Tigers. And we quickly have a whistle, and we have a violation as there wasn't over and back after the tip, and now right off the bat.
Lots of aggression. Hopefully that will keep up through the entire night.
And they are going to award possession. The possession is going to be in favor of PRB. That's what they're saying, as off the tip, Alora Dahl possessed it, crossed the line. You have to have all 3 points, both feet and the ball, across the half-court stripe, and then a backcourt violation. So Sebeka gets the first true possession, driving in all the way to the basket, and a foul. Very good aggressive drive by Jalen Lilquist, and she will draw an early foul on Alora Dahl, who was the Tigers' leading point scorer in the Tuesday night loss in Wadena. And Lilquist will be at the line for 2. First one on the way, around and out.
One thing I love about these basketball games is the shoe game. Lots of shoes out there. I love them.
I know some coaches, they talk about squeaky shoes. That's what you need in basketball. Lilquist Drops the second one, and Sebeka coming out with some press. Pass tip. Lilquist tips it, and the Tigers turn it over. So Sebeka giving the Tigers a little of their own medicine, but they will throw it away in the front court as Maya Weaver missed connecting across the lane to Sammy Stevens. Each team with a turnover to start. Alora Dahl, and a quick foul by Weaver on the far side, trying to cut her off. Well, both teams looking to play fast out of the gate. Again, the B squad game was completely controlled by the PRB Tigers. First substitution as junior Ellie Ness will check in, and she'll replace Weaver, who committed the early foul. Tulenchik will inbound, far sideline. Hannigan right back to Tulenchik, splitting defenders. Nice pass across the lane. It's Buchers. Buchers in the interior arc, tries to go up, had it partially tipped and blocked, and taken away as the Tigers turn it over again. Lilquist splits a double team to Watson. Nice diagonal. Here's a little 15-footer off to the right side. Watson tips the rebound, and a second chance for Sebeka. Shot clock at 23. Here's a top of the key three. This one badly missed on the left side. Tulenchik rebounds. Tigers looking to push. Elladal right side on the wing. Dumps down Hannigan in the short corner. In the baseline. Kick out and a reset at the top of the key for Dahl. Little high-low game. Elladal right side on the wing. First minute gone, and Elladal traveled. Good pressure there by Annika Pulju. And the PRB Tigers have 3 turnovers here in the first minute plus.
Yeah, they're going to get traveling a lot because the girls use 2 hands to pass, which also creates a lot of opportunities to steal.
Crossing the half-court strike, almost a travel. Looked like Sammy Stevens might have slid the foot. Here's Lilquist. Nice pass. Watson underneath. Cannot finish, but she's bumped and fouled by Hannigan. Oh, Kyla Watson will go to the free throw line for a pair here.
Good contesting there at the blocks. You got like to see that aggression underneath the net.
1-0 Sebeka. First minute 15 gone, and the first one for Watson off to the left. In addition to our other broadcasts, Hill City Northland at Aiken, Brainerd is at Alexandria, Pequot Lakes at Grand Rapids tonight as Watson banks home the second free throw.
Also, the Minnesota Wild lead the Nashville Predators in period 1.
There we go. Brianna Hannigan almost turned it over. Tulenchik, open three, left side, left it short. Hannigan, second chance, and she is fouled.
Just creating her own chances there. She knew she was going to get fouled while she went up with it. Now she gets her 2 from the line.
Now, there's definitely plenty of action tonight. Lots of girls hoops. Long Prairie Gray Eagle at Pillager, Cromwell Wright at Floodwood, Walker Hackensack Akeley, who's ranked 7th in the Class A girls basketball poll. They're at 19th ranked Ogilvie tonight. Pequot Lakes, number 11 in AA at Grand Rapids, who's number 10 in AAA. That's a big one tonight as well. Hannigan, 2 for 2 at the stripe. We are tied up at 2 here in the first half. Here's that 2-2-1 zone. Sebeka does a nice job to break it. Ellie Ness, left side, passes to Pulju. Pulju dropping it down, looking for Lilquist, knocked away by Buchers. Second turnover on Sebeka, and then Sawyer Tulenchik will travel, trying to push the tempo. And that is already turnover number 4 on Pine River-Backus. 16-19 to go here in the first half, and a 2-2 game.
Hannigan and Buchers both are dual athletes. They played volleyball. Now they're here, staying in stride and making it known.
One of the quirks to the shot clock rules for high school this year is since the turnover gives Sebeka the ball in the front court, the shot clock is at 20 instead of the full 35. Here's a drive and miss by Lilquist. Offensive rebound. Pulju, the ball went straight up and down, and now we have a held ball on the rebound, and the possession arrow favors Pine River-Backus. So Sebeka will set up their full court press. Looks like it's pretty much straight man-to-man, full court press. Tulenchik, long inbounds. Buchers, near side of Dahl, got ahead, passed down to Hannigan. Hannigan kicks it to the right side. That's Ella Dahl. Ella to older sister Alora, and PRB will set up the half-court offense. Alora on the left side wing, looking for that cutter. Got it poked away, and it's out of bounds, and it was last touched by Sebeka's Sammy Stevens. Really like the pressure that Sebeka's putting on the ball against PRB.
Absolutely, that's what they need, but I like seeing the Dahl sisters out there on the court at the same time, a little dynamic duo of sister power.
Alora with the drive to the free throw line. Kick out. Ella wants 3, right side wing, left it short, and Stevens grabs the rebound for the Trojans, and she's heading ahead of the pack. Stevens, right side, cannot hit, and the rebound tipped into the hands of Ella Dahl. Neither team has scored a field goal yet. We've played 2.5 minutes. And now a pass to Hannigan. That one tipped away, and we have a scramble, and that's going to be another PRB turnover, as Sebeka's aggressiveness has already netted them 5 takeaways here in this first half. Weaver's going to return for Sebeka, and we have our first substitution for Pine River-Backus. Sophomore Kaylee Johnson will come in for Elledall. Sophomore Ariana Burns will check in for Mimi Buchers.
2-2 right now. That's 4 points, and I called a game on Tuesday, and at this point, we had only scored a point.
Well, it is the start of the season. I think everybody's maybe getting a little slow out of the gate. Here's Sebeka. Loquist, pump fakes, goes around Johnson. Hannigan, good help defense. Loquist in the blocks, and she's going to be fouled, and that's going to be number 2 on Brianna Hannigan in the first 3 minutes of tonight's contest.
She's staying fearless, staying up in her girl's face, making sure, contesting each shot.
Just got to try to do it without fouling.
Yeah, that's the trick.
First one down for Loquist, and Tucker Shealy not taking Hannigan out, even though she has 2 early fouls. Second free throw high and off the mark. 3-2 Sebeka, all of our points from the charity stripe so far. 15-10 here in the first half. Tulinchek up to Johnson. Johnson, little hesitation dribble. Alora Dahl down inside Hannigan, triple teamed. Johnson on the kickout for 3. This one around and out, and Tulinchek taps the rebound to herself. Shot clock at 19. Left side to Tulinchek. Tulinchek looking to drive. Nicely cut off by Loquist. Long cross-court pass. That's dangerous. Alora Dahl gets it. Shot clock down to 8. Crowd starts to help out. Hannigan with a fake. Hannigan with a drive. Puts it off the window. No. Rebound tapped out and collected by Stevens.
Yeah, one of the things PRB is doing is keeping their heads up and getting a lot of rebounds on both ends.
Weaver with a shot. That runner is short. Watson offensive rebound, and there's our first field goal tonight. A second chance bucket for Kyla Watson. 5-2 in favor of visiting Sebeka. Tulinchek, a little 2-on-1, hit the brakes. Up top to Johnson. Laura Dahl looks for a screen. Now Hannigan drops down. Coach Shealy calls out the play. Tulinchek. Sebeka's switched it up from a man-to-man. Now they're in a 2-3 zone. Johnson, wide open, gonna take the 3 for the tie. This one around and out. Coach Hano wasn't happy she was so open. Got another shot at it. This one is good. Kaylee Johnson off the bench hits the first field goal for the Tigers, and we're knotted up at 5.
Bench points are important points, especially here.
Here's a steal by Johnson. Here's a shot by Tulinchek. Now suddenly they're dropping back-to-back buckets. Pine River-Backus has taken the lead, 7-5, 13:35 to go here in the first half. Here's a long pass, Watson. Good zone press break, and now here's Weaver, and she gets popped to the floor by Ariana Burns, and she'll head to the free throw line. Well, we just saw a turnover, Matt, but we have seen Sebeka. You beat the press with the pass, and they have done that was a terrific job beating the press. Now Weaver has a chance at the free throw line.
Yeah, especially here with the girls because they use 2 hands to pass. There's a lot of transitions, a lot of fast breaks, and it's going to be the girls that keep their heads up that are going to win that battle.
Weaver misses on the first attempt as Buchers and Elledall will check back in. Hannigan and Alora Dahl will check out for a breather. 13:30 on the clock here in the first half, 7-5 in favor of PRB. And well, Sebeka so far has been a dead straight 50% at the free throw line. 7-6 as Sebeka is 4 for 8 from the stripe. Sebeka with the press. Johnson's pass tipped by Loquist, and it's going to be saved by Tulinchek, but it's turned over, and we're going to have a foul against Pine River-Backus. That is already the 5th team foul against PRB. This one going against Elledall.
Yeah, just a little over-aggressive tonight. I think as it goes on, they're going to loosen up, but right away you're finding yourself in foul trouble.
Stevens will inbound. Baseline left. Looking and looking. Tigers defending it well. Goes to Watson. Nice one-handed flip back to M&S. And now here they drop it inside. Pouliou being guarded by Burns. Great pressure defense. She has to kick it out. Pass was tipped by Buchers.
Pine River-Backus' defense is really tight in the key, not so much over the whole court, where Sebeka plays a full court press.
Nice kick back out to the three-point line for Stevens off the inbounds. Watson a second chance, and now we're going to get a foul. Boy, that one, Kaylee Johnson was in between 2 Trojans and tried to reach in, and she's going to get popped for her first foul. That is the 6th team foul, so the next one would put Sebeka in the bonus already We do not even have 5 minutes off the clock here in our opening half. 7-6 PRB in front. Inbounds to Pouliou. The turn, the shot. This one off the mark. Rebound tap. Sebeka another chance at it. And that shot swatted and lost out of bounds. And it's going to stay again with the Trojans. Give Buchers the block on that one.
One of the things I'd like to see Sebeka do is you use Kayla Watson down lower. She's one of the taller girls down there. I'd like to see her become a little more bully.
They try to inbound, but the inbounds pass is off the mark, and now scramble for it, and PRB will take it away. Tulinchik with the steal. Johnson pushes. Eladol sets, fires right side. That one's short, and Sebeka grabs the rebound. Trojans look to run the other way. It's Stevens. Stevens lost the dribble, and she traveled.
Good pressure by PRB in the transition, keeping their heads up, knowing what they're doing.
Coach Hano was trying to ask that she didn't have full possession of the ball. The official, of course, not going to change it. And now a 5-second violation on the Tigers. They do not get the inbounds.
That's Sebeka and that full court press, creating those opportunities, those turnovers.
Alora Dahl in for Tulinchek. Pine River-Backus has 7 turnovers. Sebeka with 5. So we have a combined 13 points, a combined 12 turnovers here in this first half so far. It is early season ball.
And only one foul away from the bonus.
That's right. Here's Pouliou with a shot. Annika left it to the right side. Rebound to Buchers. Aladol crosses the timeline. Kaylee Johnson looking inside on the quick pass to Burns, and Kyla Watson swats that out of bounds. Ellie Ness will check in now for Sebeka, replacing Sammy Stevens. Both teams trying to utilize speed and go quick. Inbounds to Johnson, left side. She puts up the triple. This one well short of the mark, and Sebeka pulls down the rebound. Annika Pouliou lobs it out to Emma Ness. Emma crosses the stripe, and she traveled. That is turnover number 6 on Sebeka. 7-6 PRB. 12-13 to go first half.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of the fouls are happening down in Sebeka's wheelhouse, because that's where PRB tightens up their defense. They're not playing the full court.
Tulinchik right back in. Aladol crosses the stripe. Starting 5 out there for the PRB Tigers. Alora Dahl on the right side. Looking to bring it up top. They swing it at the top of the key. Buchers to the free throw line. Alora pump fakes the 3, looks to drive. The Tigers, and now we have a reach and a foul on Sebeka. That is only the 3rd foul on the Trojans here in the first half. Kyla Watson picks it up. That is her 2nd. And quickly, Sammy Stevens off the bench, and Watson will take a seat for the Trojans.
Yeah, Sebeka doing well with their pick and choosing when they're going to be aggressive and get those steals or fouls.
And now the inbounds to Hannikin, and she is fouled by Weaver. That's going to be number 2 on Weaver. And I was just thinking that we have not seen the Tigers get a lot of opportunities in the paint so far, and sure enough, right as I'm even thinking it, they get at least Hannikin to the free throw line. Brianna went 2 for 2 on her first trip. First one is up and good. Again, Hannikin had 7 on Tuesday night when PRB opened the season with a loss at Wadena Deer Creek. Emma Ness, the freshman, back in with Weaver sitting with 2 fouls.
It's a long campaign as she drops the second one, so she's doing all right.
Yeah, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Now a 1-2-on-1. There's a steal. Alora Dahl stepping in. Tulinchik from 16 feet. That one short. Hannikin offensive rebound, misses the putback. And then we have a jump ball on the rebound, and it will stay with Pine River-Backus. Shot clock at 23.
Pine River-Backus kind of hung out here, and they got the steal. Maybe that'll get them to play a little more full court press.
Alora Dahl into Hannikin again in the paint. Goes up. That shot was partially blocked on the way up. Tigers get another extra opportunity. Here's Buchers, the drive. No, they're going to wave off the shot. They're going to say she traveled. Coach, the fans all thought it was going to be a foul, but one thing you got to keep an eye on is that official. He had the hand up instead of the fist, and that means a violation, and Buchers turned it over.
We're 6.5 minutes into this game, Devin, and the shot clock, which is new, hasn't even become a factor yet for these girls.
No, obviously the tempo that both of these teams want to play at, it shouldn't be. I talked to Coach Tucker Sheely outside of the interview. He said that they had 1 shot clock violation on offense on Tuesday night. They were able to force a couple of, not violations, but some last-second heaves on the defensive end. But, yeah, so far I think we've gotten down to 8 once.
The JV game had 1 shot clock violation as well.
Buchers was called for the foul at the line. Junior Sammy Stevens, she drops in the first free throw. That's her first point tonight. First time in for the Tigers is Aaliyah Lewis, a junior.
And now they're in the bonus.
Yeah, 11:24 to go in the first half. Sebeka's in the bonus, and for the first time, they hit both free throws. Stevens 2 for 2, and now here's a steal. Third steal already for Jalen Lilquist. Sebeka looking to go back in front. Here's a nice pass. Here's Emanes. Shot over the rim from the baseline. Offensive rebound by Ellie Ness, and then she stepped on the baseline, and Sebeka will turn it over.
Yeah, that steal came inside transition, and again, it's whatever girls are going to keep their heads up, they're going to do well in those transitions and fast breaks.
Tulinchek looking to inbound, and PRB already had one 5-second violation for not getting the ball inbounded. Here's a Laura Dahl up the near side. Step for step with Ellie Ness. Senior Dahl, and that was almost a travel. Somehow Laura kept her toe down, and PRB keeps possession. Buchers trying to spin, looking in the lane, got it tipped out of her hand. Tulinchek just inside the arc, buries it. 11-8, Pine River-Backus, 10:40 to go in the first half. Sebeka breaking the press again to the right side. Here's a quick shot by Elinas. That one short of the mark. Rebound tapped out, and another opportunity for Sebeka. And now we're going to have another jump ball, and possession favors Sebeka.
Sebeka plays very wide on the court, so the passes are long, and Pine River-Backus isn't allowed to press so far.
And so we have one of our first delays to check the shot clock, because the Sebeka Trojans, they had a jump ball and they kept possession, so the shot clock will go to 20. Ariana Burns back in for PRB. Stevens is going to toss it in near the corner on the baseline. Looking, now lobs it up finally just before the 5-second call. Now here's Annika Pulju, top of the key three, banked it home.
Beautiful shot.
We are tied up at 11, third tie of the first half. Long pass for the Tigers, almost turn it over. Hannikin crosses the timeline, gives it to Alora Dahl. Field goal shooting has not been great from either team. Both teams have had a lot of turnovers. Sebeka in the zone. Alora Dahl, open three, top of the key. That one around and out. Hannikin, offensive rebound and a putback.
Dahl and Hannikin, their teammates from volleyball, they do well. They're still reading each other's minds here.
That's the first field goal for Hannikin. She has 6, and we have our first timeout on the floor. 9:53 to go here in the first half. It's Pine River-Backus 13, Sebeka 11. We will take a break. This is girls basketball on your liveevent.com.
Baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome back. It is 13-11. There was a doubleheader with Wadena Deer Creek and Staples Motley. The Wadena Deer Creek girls get the win 64-30. So the Wolverines have started 2-0. They defeated Pine River-Backus to start the season on Tuesday. PRB with that full court press. Sebeka crosses over. Annika Pulju driving left side. She's going to kick it out to Ellie Ness. Ellie to Stevens. 13-11 PRB. Sebeka took their first time out. And now the Tigers have switched up to a 2-3 zone as well. Now inside, Lilquist, shot, no, but a foul. And that will be Sawyer Tulinchek on the personal.
Sebeka running a bit of a play there from the keys, so that's kind of nice to see.
First foul on Tulinchek, team foul number 8. This was a shooting foul, however, so Lilquist at the line. 2 points tonight for the junior Lilquist. She's 2 for 4 from the free throw line, and the first one all the way around and out.
She has a strong shoe game. I like those shoes.
Second one, good. She maintains her 50% clip. 13-12 lead. Sebeka with their full court trapping press. Tool and check. Coach Hano did say that he thought defensively they would be pretty strong. They've shown it. Here's Hanneken. Drive that left-handed runner just a bit too strong. Sebeka rebounds. Up ahead, a 4-on-2. Now Ellie Ness holds up. Pouliou, right side of the key. This one 3. That one a long rebound, and Elladal saves it to Aloradal. Good hustle by Ella. Alora pushing the tempo. Left side to Tulinchek. Alora on the wing. Over to Ella. Looking inside, trying to post up down low was Ariana Burns. And now a reset. Just over halfway through the first half here in Pine River. Tulinchek, pump fake. The drive, cut off, and gives it to Hanneken. Hanneken, she'll drive, she'll shoot, she will go to the free throw line. I think that's going to be Pouliou on the personal.
I think so as well. Good job for Hanneken driving, knowing she's going to get that foul, but still drawing that foul, doing well.
We've seen plenty of free throws already here in this one. 8:46 to go in the first half. Hanneken's first one, nothing but nylon. Back in with 2 fouls is Watson for Sebeka. Buchers checks back in for PRB, replacing Tulinchek. Nobody in big foul trouble, but with a lot of time left in the first half, Hanneken, who knocks down both free throws again, she is 6 for 6 from the free throw line. She's got 2 fouls. And then Watson and Weaver each have 2 for Sebeka. Here's a drive and a kick, and that was almost a travel. And now a great steal. Elladal intercepting the pass. Each team with 9 turnovers now. Aloradal driving the right side. She left it short. And a scramble for the rebound. We will have a jump ball. It stays with Pine River-Backus.
Yeah, the good thing for Pine River-Backus is they have a deep bench. Like I said, 4 or 5 of the girls have played on the JV squad, had a lot of minutes, and then just keeps them in line coming up.
And there's an inbounds pass, and Brianna Hanneken hit the brakes. Aloradal tried to inbound it. 10th turnover on PRB. Sebeka has 9 here in the first half. 8:28 to go in our opening frame. Both teams applying full court pressure. Both teams have been creating turnovers. And you get a few unforced. Here's Buchers with a steal. And here's a three-pointer for Elladal. And that one absolutely perfect. Alora on the assist. And Ella opens up a 6-point lead for the PRB Tigers at 18-12. Here's Sammy Stevens with a drive around Hanneken. Too strong on the shot. The rebound to Burns, and she is tripped and fouled. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was just going to comment and say the Wonder Twin powers activate there on with the Dahl sisters on that previous play.
And now,
do want to give you an update though that in at the end of the first period,
and Coach Hano is arguing that they put the foul up as Kyla Watson. That was her third. Sammy Stevens was. So I heard Stevens from across the floor saying, no, that was on me. Coach Hano very upset that they reported the foul on Watson, and now she has to sit with 3 fouls with 8 minutes to go in the first half. After that little commotion, the PRB Tigers turn it over on a travel, and Sebeka will inbound in the front court. The shot clock's supposed to be at 20 on a front court inbounds, but they have it at 35. Again, everybody's getting new to some of these rules. Regardless, PRB leads 18-12. Here's a drive by Lilquist. She lost the handle going up, crashes into Buchers. It's turned over to Elladal. Ella on the left side flips it back to Alora. Alora left alone briefly, now kicks it over to the right side wing. Tulinchek thought about 3. Oh, she had Hanneken wide open, and Pouliou did a great job tipping the pass. And then Aloradal steals it right back. A dozen turnovers for each of these clubs in the first half. 24 combined turnovers here at the 7:18 mark. Now Tulinchek with a swing of the ball, drives left side, too strong off the window. Rebound tapped down, and Pouliou collects it for Sebeka. Both teams being very aggressive, but that's part of why we see a lot of turnovers and fouls. Here's Weaver. She traveled, tried to step into a 3, and Sebeka will give it away.
Yeah, down in the paint, it's more like a knife fight. I don't know how familiar you are with knife fights, Devin, but they are brutal, gritty, and aggressive.
Don't think I've ever heard that used in high school basketball before.
Welcome to the show, son.
18-12. It has not been what we would call a clean first half for these two clubs, that's for sure. PRB does have the 6-point lead.
Not at all, but it's been very entertaining.
It always helps. You have two teams. They're putting a ton of pressure on each other. They're wanting to create turnovers. They want to play fast. So the movement is definitely there. We'll see if these teams can kind of clean it up as the game goes on here. Early season game number 1 for Sebeka. Game number 2, shot clock at 8. Shot Aloradol left side. That one off the back iron. Rebound to Anna Kapulju, and we've got a foul against PRB. Kapulju got a little bit of a poke in the face. They'll report the foul. We'll go to the other end for free throws. That'll be on Eladol. That'll be number 2 on her. Sebeka has just 2 field goals here in this first half.
Not for the lack of shots, though.
No. Again, both teams have definitely been hurt by turnovers. This is team foul number 9, so it is still a 1-and-1 with Pulju at the free throw line, and she knocks it down.
Yeah, that's not a good stat. 15 fouls in the first half, and you've got 9 of them.
Pulju will line up for the second free throw. And she drops it in. 2 for 2 for Anna Kapulju. She has 5. 18-14 PRB. They break the press. They have Hannikin in the lane. Goes up, missed, got her own rebound. Tulinchek from the left elbow. That one's short. Second chance goes awry. And Sebeka now turns it over. Buchers with her second steal, and that one's swatted out of bounds. Staying with Pine River-Backus. 14 turnovers on Sebeka, 12 on Pine River-Backus here in this first half. PRB will inbound to Buchers. Buchers has not scored yet. She had 4 on Tuesday night for the Tigers. Alora Dahl, who led the team with 10. She's been quiet offensively. She has not scored. They get inside, and there you go. There's maybe Buchers. First bucket. Pine River-Backus has had 5 different players score, and they lead 20-14 as we go under 6 to play here in the first half.
It's also a big reason for them being up. They've had a few more three-pointer shots, I should say.
And there's a drive, and that's another one for Maya Weaver. Drove the right side, did a good job, did everything right except connect on the shot, and the rebound knocked out of bounds to Pine River-Backus. Alora Dahl takes the inbounds over to Tulinchek, and she's bumped, she's fouled. That'll be number 3 on Weaver. So now 2 starters for Sebeka must sit, well, you would think, must sit the rest of the first half with 3 personal fouls. Burns will come in for the Tigers. For Buchers, Ella Dahl will come in for Alora. And that foul is number 7 on Sebeka, so it's 1-and-1 for the Tigers. And for the first time tonight, Sawyer Tulinchek toes the charity stripe.
Yeah, she was hitting these in pregame, so hopefully that carries over.
First one, well, way to go, announcer jinx there. 20-14.
My bad.
Sebeka trying to push, left side pass, little high, and off the fingertips of Ellie Ness. Turnover number 15 for Sebeka. Tigers going to be right back at it tomorrow against Belgrade at Bruton El Rosa. Pregame, again, set for about 7:10 right here on yourliveevent.com. And Tuesday, it's a boy-girl doubleheader. Nevis Girls, who is a highly rated team, Nevis ranked number 10. And the Crosby Ironton boys. Coverage beginning around 5:40 on Skeeter 101.5 and yourliveevent.com. Here's Lewis with a pass to Pulju. That one tipped away and then tipped back. Shot clock did not reset. And here's Hannikin, left side, fouled. And Brianna Hannikin will take yet another trip to the free throw line as she is fouled with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Foul will be on Sammy Stevens. That'll be her first.
Even with all the fouls, I love it how both girls are staying aggressive on the defense, not afraid of the foul.
Hannikin will go to the stripe. First one on the way and good.
At the end of the first period, the Wild are up over the Nashville Predators 3-0.
How about that? Second one around and out. First miss from Hannikin. 7 for 7 to start. It's 21-14. Got a football score up there. Under 5 to play in the first half. Sebeka, Pulju. That's where you want to be. You want to be in the middle if it's a 2-3 zone. Pulju kicks it out. Nice screen for Ellie Ness. Drives in and a reach and a foul. That is Ella Dahl, and that is 3 on Ella in the first half.
I like the aggression. I just wish the referees would let the girls play a little more.
Well, there's a lot of contact on that. And Ella Dahl is going to have to sit with 3 for the Tigers. First free throw for Ellie Ness is a little too strong. It's double bonus time now for Sebeka. They'll shoot 2 free throws the rest of the first half with 4:49 on the clock.
On any foul? Nice.
Except if it's an offensive foul, a player control foul.
Okay.
Then no. Second free throw, this one back iron, and it will get the friendly bounce. Ellie Ness is on the board. Sebeka, 10 of their 15 points from the free throw line. On the other end, Burns. She goes too high off the window, and Ellie Ness grabs the rebound from Sebeka, dribbles out of traffic, throws it, and she traveled. Traveled and then collided with Kaylee Johnson. Tried to push the tempo and find freshman sister Emma Ness, but took an extra step and another turnover on Sebeka.
Good to see Emma Ness out there. She played in the JV game in the first half and did not return for the second half, so it's nice to see her out there.
Tigers will inbound in the front court. Kaylee Johnson to the far side to Alora Dahl at the half-court circle. Tigers setting up a half-court play. Here's Tulinchuk at the top of the key. Burns looking for the cutter. Fires it into Hannigan. Nice pass. The shot, no, but another free throw line trip for the senior Brianna Hannigan. That foul will be on Annika Pulju. That'll be her second.
Should just start taking turns at the line. Forget the transitions.
Walker Hackensack Akeley ranked 7th in the state. They're up big at Ogilvie. 74-41. That one late in the second as Hannigan connects on the first free throw. And for the first time, we see freshman Sophia Pulju come in for the Sebeka Trojans. 22-15. And Hannigan makes it 23. She is 9 for 10, 9 of her 11 points from the free throw line. The Tigers have their biggest lead at 8. Sebeka, long pass down court. There's a nice feed to Sophia Pulju, trying to find an older sister. Annika cutting down the lane, the pass a little behind her. Turnover, Tulinchuk, left side, gives it to Hannigan in the lane. They're going to wave this one off. I think Tulinchuk traveled. She did. Turnover number 13 on PRB.
That's just shooting yourself in the foot, especially on a fast break where your eyes are up. They did everything perfect from the steal to the transition and then give it up.
Inbounds to Sebeka. They break the press with Stevens. Stevens going to stop, going to take the long two, and she rattles it in. Her toe was just on the line. 23-17. 3:49 to go here in half number 1. Tulinchuk up on the near side, looking to get cut off. The trap, she jump passes over it, and a timeout taken by Coach Tucker Sheely. 3:42 to go, opening half. Home opener for Pine River-Backus. They lead Sebeka 23-17. We will break and have more. This is girls basketball on YourLiveEvent.com. Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Let's get
Devin Kruger, Matt Thurston back with you.
Yes, sir.
23-17. Pine River-Backus in front. Halftime score for boys basketball. Piers big on top of Holdingford, 50-20. Just trying to find at halftime, Staples Motley and Wadena Deer Creek tied at 33. PRB with the 6-point lead. They've led by as many as 8. Kaylee Johnson looking for Hannigan in the lane. Goes up again, too strong. And Sophia Pulju pulls down the rebound for Sebeka. Annika Pulju to Stevens. Stevens has it slapped away by Alora Dahl, and it's out of bounds, staying with the Trojans. The Pulju sisters with Annika and Sophia, along with Lilquist, Stevens, and Emma Ness for Sebeka. Sebeka in the white, Pine River-Backus in the blacks. Sophia Pulju against the 2-3 zone, going to pull the trigger on the 3, just a shade long, and the rebound tracked down by Ariana Burns, and we're going to get I think we're going to get an offensive foul here against Ariana Burns, or is it going to be against? Yes, it is. It's going to be on Ariana Burns. Now, they're calling the clear out. They're not calling it a player control foul, so that means that it is 2 free throws, as they got Burns after the offensive rebound and the ball came loose. As the first free throw, a couple of bounces and it rolls out for M&S, as Buchers will come in for PRB and Ellines back in for Sebeka. A lot of fouls, a lot of turnovers in this first half. Early season basketball at its finest, as Emma drops in the second one, the freshman with the point. 23-18, and now River-Backus has a pass knocked away on the far sideline.
Double team defense coming out of that inbounds play.
Tulenchik, Aloradol, Johnson, Buchers, and Hannikin, the 5 on the floor for PRB. They get into Aloradol. Thought there might have been a foul there. Coach Tucker Sheely is asking for it. Aloradol almost carried it, drops to Hannikin. Her shot too strong. A lot of shots in the paint for both of these teams have just been too much on it. Sebeka rebounds, comes back the other way.
It's that transition in fast break. The girls that are going to keep their heads up are going to do well, but you have 2 good teams that do it well.
Here's a steal by Hannikin on the tip. Hannikin gets the ball in the lane and scores just the second field goal for Hannikin. But she has 13 for PRB. 2:30 to go here in half number 1. Stevens up the far side. Annika Pulju, cross-court pass to Ness, and then a bump and a foul, and that'll be number 2 on Buchers, as M&S will head right back to the free throw line. This would be a totally different first half if Sebeka was shooting better than about that 50% at the free throw line.
Yes. One of the better things for River-Backus is, as they're getting into foul trouble, is that their bench is deep.
Yeah, they and Tucker Sheely talked about that. He said that they were deep in the first half, and they have had to use it with the fouls. M&S goes 0 for 2, missed them both. 25-18 PRB. A bucket here would give the Tigers their biggest lead so far, with 2:15 to go in the first half. Aloradol dribbling near that Tiger logo, goes to the right side. Good jump out there by Annika Pulju. Here's Buchers to Aloradol. Alora, who has not scored yet tonight, has a couple of steals and an assist, led the Tigers on Tuesday night. Kaylee Johnson working around a Hannikin screen. Shot clock at 10. Her pass was rejected by Annika Pulju. On the other end is Stevens, and she will lay it up and in. Stevens has 6, scoring off the 15th PRB turnover. Tigers quickly break the press as we're at 1:40 to go in the first half. Tulenchek, long 2-pointer, count it.
Tulenchek starting to warm up there from inside the key. That is nice to see. Look at this.
Good hustle, Kaylee Johnson with the steal. 19th turnover on Sebeka. Aloradol drives right side. No, Tulenchek hustling for the rebound. It's out of bounds. Who last touched it? And they're going to say it was last touched by Stevens.
One of the big keys for River-Backus this half is that their passing is a lot faster than Sebeka's is, even when they're using 2 hands.
Sub going to come in for Sebeka as Stevens will come out. Sophia Pulju back in. Aloradol's going to inbound it baseline right. Lobs it up top to Tulenchek. Johnson between the circles. Sebeka in the 2-3 zone out of the inbounds play. Tigers good reversal. Aloradol gets a look. This one well short of the mark. Tulenchek, good hustle, offensive rebound off the hands of Kaylee Johnson, but she is then fouled. Crashing into her was M&S. And Kaylee Johnson will head to the free throw line. She got the first field goal of the game with a 3 that tied it at 5.
Good hustle from both girls, both teams. Yeah, as we're winding down here in the first half, the second half, I'm going to wonder how far Sebeka is going to go in their bench.
First free throw for Johnson, in and out.
Bench points are going to be important in this game.
Without a doubt. That was the 10th team foul. That's why it's 2 shots at the line. As Johnson's second one gets the friendly home roll. She's got 4 points. And PRB has matched their biggest lead at 28-20. 65 seconds to go here in the first half. Annika Pulju, here comes the double team and a high pass. Johnson trying to track it down. She'll swat it out of bounds on the far side.
That'll move us under a minute in this half.
Sammy Stevens will quickly hop off the bench and check back in for Sebeka. And, well, who's she going to replace? There it is, Sophia Puliu. A little confusion as to who is supposed to come out. So the inbounds from Stevens, far sideline, into the corner to Liljenquist. Liljenquist had a nice little start from the free throw line, but has been quiet since. Here's a long three. Stevens, no box out for PRB, and they fortunately get a loose ball rebound. Tulinchek looking ahead, got it, swatted away. Nice play by M&S, and now we're going to get a foul as PRB tried to retaliate by taking a steal instead. A bump and a foul. That'll be on Kaylee Johnson. That'll be her second. And Sammy Stevens to the free throw line for 2 for Sebeka, where she's 2 for 2 tonight. She has 4 points.
I'm glad that the PBR girls are staying aggressive here, even in foul trouble.
First one for Stevens all the way around the cylinder and spins out.
If they could just get some, it's almost like there's something inside the basket that just keeps spitting the ball out for the girls.
And the second one, high off the back rim. Another 0 for 2 trip to the free throw line for Sebeka. Buchers with the rebound. Johnson down inside on the blocks. Hannigan tried to go across the lane. Liljenquist stepped in front. That is the 4th steal for Liljenquist. And we're going to get, well, hang on. One official, I think, had a foul. One might have had a travel. Which one came first? It's going to be a foul, and it's going to be number 3 on Kaylee Johnson. So Aaliyah Lewis will check in after the first free throw. 2 coming here for Liljenquist, who is 3 for 6 from the free throw line. 33 seconds to go in the first half, and one of the halves that, with both teams in the double bonus, they don't keep counting. But I am certainly going to count how many fouls we had total in this first half. As Lewis is back in for PRB, Sophia Puliu back in for Sebeka.
The scoreboard only goes so high.
Well, they can, but once you reach double bonus, they just stop putting them up there. Yeah. Liljenquist knocks down both. 28-22, 32 seconds to go, so no shot clock here for the final 32 seconds. 2-3 zone for Sebeka. Tulinchek to Alora Dahl. Good passing, good reversals. Lewis going to pull the trigger. 3 right side, left it short. Rebound, Liljenquist. Clock at 15. Liljenquist still pushing the tempo. Spinning down on the blocks. Goes across the lane. Good defense by Lewis, and the shot is off the mark. Alora Dahl grabs the rebound. Clock at 7. Alora Dahl pushes. Lewis to the right side. Pulls up for 3. Hits with 2 seconds to go. Aaliyah Lewis, the bench, off the bench, drains the triple. And we go to halftime.
Great half for both teams. It's going to be an interesting second half, especially with bench points coming up. Those are going to be needed.
We will break. Halftime report is next in a foul and turnover-filled first half. Pine River-Backus, their biggest lead heading into the locker room. It's 31-22. Pine River-Backus on top of Sebeka, and we'll talk about and recap the first half when we come back. You're listening and watching girls basketball on yourliveevent.com.
That's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great first half, Devin. What do you got for us in the stat department?
I don't have them figured out yet.
Awesome. I'll fill some time with my knowledge of basketball. Great transitions.
So 10 seconds?
10 seconds. That's what you get. Might get 11 out of me. You
Might
never
get 11.
know. It's a good day today. Yeah, both defenses have been doing well. A lot of foul trouble. Bench points are going to be a huge thing in the second half, and we talked about that already. Pine River-Backus girls have already got numerous bench points already.
Yeah, they've Coach Tucker Sheely talked about the depth, and that has been needed. You know, you look at this first half, 31-22, Pine River-Backus has the lead. 3 leads, 3 ties, 1 lead change. It was, it's a rough start. It's early season basketball. Teams trying to figure out their flow, but when you're trying to figure out flow, and the defenses are in your face, this is what you get. I mean, it was not a clean first half of basketball. Lots of fouls, lots of turnovers, but I think you have to give that defensive some credit. Both defenses, they want to push the tempo. They're both pulling out full court press. So when you have two teams that, even though a couple of girls have experience, you've got those young pieces mixed in. I think we're just kind of seeing that, and we're seeing it unfold where you have a lot of those mistakes. Girls aren't really moving their feet as well as they should be on defense. There's a lot of reaching. That's where we're seeing a lot of fouls. But I'm with you, Matt, where I think the one thing you really have to make sure you're taking out of this piece is the fact that both defenses are really getting after the other team.
Absolutely. Like I said, the girls that have their heads up in these transitions and fast breaks, because it's like a creative player. They put all their points into the aggression, and we're seeing it with the foul count. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for Sebeka because their bench is deep as well. Maybe not as deep with dual athletes like Pine River-Backus has, but they've been putting up a good fight. Their full court press does well. Pine River-Backus has had a little trouble with it, but overall they're doing pretty good. They're staying in this game a little bit. We're not going to see running time, hopefully.
No, I mean, I think when you look at Sebeka, and really both teams, I mean, field goal shooting has not been strong. Both teams have had numerous shots in the paint that they're just putting way too much on it. The shots are going over the rim, they're going too high on the glass. So it's interesting to have the opportunities inside, and I think that's another thing when you get into these first couple of games. You have two very aggressive teams. Teams collapse down when a girl has the ball in her hands, but you have to learn. And Coach Hano, when we talked to him, and one of the things he said he really wanted to see from his team was poise. And when you look at the first half, there wasn't a whole lot of that poise. Defenses are coming in fast. They're just kind of throwing up the shot. They got some opportunities at the free throw line, but when you're down, you got, these girls will learn that you've got to be really strong with the ball. You can't panic and just chuck the ball up. You still got to square up. You have to get to some of those basic fundamentals and go towards the basket. We'll take a break and come back with some numbers, 31-22, but the two numbers that I wanted to throw out, so you have a 31-22 score at the half. These two teams combined in the first half for 36 turnovers and 24 fouls. So it is definitely early season basketball as these teams kind of try to find where their flow is going to come from on the floor.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to, like I said earlier, down at this level, the girls use two hands. They're always having two hands when they pass that ball, and where those loose balls and fouls and traveling is coming from is they're hitting their girls while they're running, and when they catch that ball, they catch it with two hands, and so that's kind of what we're seeing here. But I think if they clean that up, and especially for Pine River-Backus, you know what I mean, if the coach just wants to see, if he yells computer blue, he wants to make sure his girls are in the computer blue spots. We're not going to worry about the passing. You're ahead right now. We can touch that up during practice and whatnot. But, yeah, I'm excited for the second half.
Yeah, and in the midst of a very busy week to start the season for the PRB Tigers with a game on Tuesday, tonight, and tomorrow. 31-22, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go through the first half, the full rundown of the numbers. It's a 9-point PRB lead here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise, including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
We are back here. It is halftime as it's 31-22 in favor of Pine River-Backus. PRB 0-1 on the season. Sebeka 0-0. This is their opening game. Team stats that I have, again, turnovers. Sebeka with 19 in the first half. PRB with 17. The rebounding edge slightly in favor of the Tigers, 22-19 overall, 11-7 in the offensive rebound category. From the free throw line, that is one of the key differences of why PRB has a 9-point lead. The Tigers are 10 of 13 from the free throw line, including 9 of 10 from senior Brianna Hannikin, while Sebeka 13 of 24 from the charity stripe. Individually for Sebeka, 6 points for Sammy Stevens, 5 points for Annika Pulju with a couple of steals, 5 points, 4 steals for Jalen Lilquist, 3 points, 3 fouls with Kyla Watson, 1 point each for Ellie Ness, MNS, and Maya Weaver. Weaver also with 3 personal fouls. For the PRB Tigers, Brianna Hannikin leading all scorers with 13 in the first half. 6 for Sawyer Chulinchek, 3 for Aaliyah Lewis with that 3 towards the end of the first half. 3 points, 2 steals for Ella Dahl. 4 points, 2 steals for Kaylee Johnson. 2 points, 2 steals for Mimi Bukers. No points, but 2 steals and 2 assists for Alora Dahl. So the PRB Tigers with a 31-22 lead. I thought we were going to maybe have time to take a break, but we're going to transition right into half number 2. So PRB with the lead 31-22. They've got to clear all the fouls off the scoreboard. They haven't done that quite yet. But other than that, it's game 2. It's home opener. The Tigers trying to get a win before they host BBE tomorrow night. And we'll see if they can expand this 9-point lead. That's the biggest we saw all through the first half.
Yeah, good crowd tonight, too, as well. The PRB crowd is loud and active, so that's nice to see for the girls. And I'm really happy that, I shouldn't say I'm happy, but I'm glad that there's some foul trouble so that some of the bench players will get to play, so hopefully their parents get to see them play as well.
Halftime score on YourLiveEvent.com and KKIN with Hill City Northland at Aiken. This one will surprise a few folks. Hill City Northland 14, Aiken 10. That's at the half.
Oh, good.
Points tough to come by in Aiken tonight. Sebeka will start with the ball for half number 2. They will, of course, go to our left. And they're still trying to they had some scoreboard issues early on. And looks like they're going to have to reset the scoreboard. They were unable to clear the fouls and everything. So let's check the 5 on the floor for Pine River-Backus. It's going to be their starters with Alora Dahl, Hannikin, Ella Dahl, Tulinchik, and Bukers. Now, Ella Dahl is the only one in big foul trouble. She had 3 in the first half. For Sebeka, looks like they're rolling with their starters as well with Lilquist, Stevens, Annika Pulju, Watson, and Weaver. Both Watson and Weaver, both of them have 3 personal fouls. Well, they got the scoreboard back up. They have the time right. Now they've got the fouls cleared. Looks like they got to clear the bonus, but other than that, looks like we're ready to roll. So Sebeka is going to inbound. I think that's what the one official is talking about, is they have to try to clear the bonuses. clear the Bees off the scoreboard. 18 minutes on the clock. I suppose if that's the worst thing that happens, they could just they could roll with it. Well, they got them down to 1B. Both teams did reach the double bonus in the first half, and looks like they're just going to play ball. Good decision. Just play ball. So Sammy Stevens going to inbound it on the far sideline, and here we go, the second half underway here in Pine River. Long inbounds pass, and right off the bat, another turnover as Laura Dahl the steal. She'll attack the right side, kicks it out. Elidol lines it up for three, and that one just short. Weaver pulls down the rebound for Sebeka. 3-on-1 the other way. Weaver down the middle, puts up the runner, hard off the glass, got her own rebound. Second chance is up and in, and that's the first field goal for Maya Weaver. She's got 3 points. Sebeka with the full court press as well. Tigers chase it, and Hanneken almost traveled and then almost got smacked by Weaver. And now we have a travel as Elidol picked it up on a knee, stood up, can't do that. And the start of the second half looks a lot like the first half.
Yeah, loose balls. The girls were Sebeka was a little gun shy on that loose ball. She thought she had drawn a foul.
There's been a couple of close ones already that maybe could have been whistled but weren't. Here's Stevens down the right side, and there's the foul, and that might be number 3 on Brianna Hanneken in the first 43 seconds. Nope, this one's going to go Buchers. That's her third. Either way, it was going to be number 3 on somebody. So Buchers, the third PRB Tiger to commit 3 fouls at the line for 2. Sammy Stevens, first one good.
Yeah, Stevens drove to the net, drew that foul. She did a good job in getting herself to the charity line, as you say.
Chance to cut the lead to 5. Second one on the way, but that one spins out. Elidol all alone for the rebound. Sebeka retreats quickly defensively. Tulachek, nice pump fake, got Liljequist off balance, and then she tried to kick it to the corner, tipped out of bounds by Anna Kapulju.
I like that the girls are staying aggressive. Fouls have not deterred them.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a factor, and it could be a factor soon. That's the key. Elidol, right side, deep on the wing. Looking inside, Tigers trying to establish that post presence. Hanneken had a lot of free throw trips in that first half. Tulachek with a jump pass, almost traveled, and here's Watson with the steal. Watson back the other way with the left hand, puts it up, left it short. Second chance, no, fouled by Tulachek.
I would have loved to have been in Tucker Shealy's locker room during the halftime to hear that speech.
Well, the Tigers have come out a bit slow again here in the second half as Sebeka's Kyla Watson trying to shave down this lead. It was 9 at the break. First free throw gets the friendly roll.
Hopefully this is the start of Watson getting into this game. Like I said, she's one of the taller girls on the court. I'd like to see her become a little bit more of a bully.
And she gets both. The lead is down to 4. 5 straight points to start the second half for the visiting Sebeka Trojans. And there's a turnover. Weaver with the steal and the putback, and a quick timeout by Tucker Shealy as the Sebeka Trojans have started the second half on a 7-0 run, and it's a 2-point game. 16:37 on the clock. Only a minute 23 off the clock, and we've got a timeout. It is 31-29 PRB here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Oh, I hear.
Devin Kruger, Matt Thurston back with you as a 7-0 run to start the second half for the Sebeka Trojans. Maya Weaver with a couple of buckets. She only had 1 point in the first half. Coach Tucker Shealy calling an early timeout.
Yeah, Sebeka came out on fire, and they've made this a little bit of a game.
So PRB inbounds, and Alora Dahl crosses the timeline. Again, nearly turned it over. Just about carried it over. Now a pass over to Tulachek. Buchers at the top of the key. Again, the Tigers trying to see if they can get something down low. Here's Dahl with a nice drive, and Laura Dahl left the shot short. Another shot in the paint. Hannikin fights for the offensive rebound. Lots of points missed in the paint for both teams. Tigers reset things. Shot clock is down at 7. Here's Buchers at the top, lost the handle, tracks it down, and she stepped over the half-court line. That's going to be another turnover on Pine River-Backus.
Yep, just those little things that will shoot you in the foot and just being unaware where you are on the court. But she was smart enough to pick it up and put it up, you know, with the shot clock winding down. So at least the girls are aware of that.
So the Sebeka Trojans will inbound right in front of their own bench. And again, with the turnover in the front court for Sebeka, 20 seconds on the shot clock as they look to tie or could take the lead with a three-point play. Here's Watson down underneath, gets inside, shot, no, left it short. Hannikin rebounds. Big missed opportunity, and now Hannikin throws it right into Jalen Lilquist. That is 5 steals for number 5, Lilquist. And the Tigers, 2:15 into the second half, have yet to score. Here's a quick shot for the lead, and Watson puts Sebeka in front. Quick pass, and Kyla Watson buries it. Here's Tulinchek for the answer, and a big-time answer on the other end for Tulinchek. PRB right back in front, 33-32. And this one with a big shot of entertainment value.
With the score getting closer, the student section is starting to get into it.
Absolutely. Here's Alines underneath, inside, no. Rebound tapped out to the corner, and Sawyer Tulinchek tracks it down. Tulinchek to Elladal. She'll cross into the front court. Alora with an open lane in front, runs up, shot, yes, and the foul.
And one, good girl.
Alora Dahl attacking. That is her first bucket tonight. The foul on Stevens, that'll be her second. And Alora Dahl with a chance for a three-point play as Ariana Burns checks in for Buchers. And for the first time, we see 8th grader Leah Evelyn to check in. Evelyn played both halves of the B-Squad game and hit about a 35-foot shot at the buzzer when PRB won it 64-12. The free throw for Dahl too strong. And Sebeka rebounds. Now on the other end, there is a foul, and that one might be on Burns. If it is, and it is, that is her third. 4 PRB Tigers have 3 fouls, so Coach Shealy's talk about depth is certainly going to play a part. And now pressure on the far side, and Kyla Watson stepped on the line. Turnover, Sebeka.
Just needing to be, again, those are those small things that you need to be aware of, where you're at on the court and where those lines are.
Inbounds to Burns, hands it back off to Tulinchek. Nice little inbounds play, but a good job also by Allie Ness, not allowing Tulinchek a free ride to the lane. 35-32 PRB. Tulinchek with the drive on the left side, spins, cross-court pass, intercepted. Taken away by Sammy Stevens. PRB's 21st turnover. Both teams with 21. And, well, now make it 22 on Sebeka. Evelyn comes up with the steal. Here's Alora Dahl driving down the right side. Picks it up, tries to pass it, and another steal for Stevens, and a foul on Pine River-Backus. Oh, my.
I know we're supposed to take this serious, but it's like a Keystone Cop operation down there.
It is. I mean, right now it is. It's early season basketball, and there hasn't been a lot of discipline about not reaching in, not holding up when you know that the play's not there.
Coaches are both getting a good workout with the lungs and voice.
That's for sure. Here's a pass tipped by Alora Dahl and tipped again by Evelyn, and there's another turnover. And there's yet another turnover. Steals by Evelyn and then Watson. 4 minutes into the second half, and we already have 9 combined turnovers again. Had 36 in the first half. Annika Pulju, Stevens, Alines, little 15-footer hard off the back rim, and Hannikin, good block out by Brianna Hannikin. 35-32 PRB. Tulinchek steps into a 3, right side. That one off the front iron, and the rebound to Watson. Good block out there by Kyla Watson. Her pass deflected.
She's getting a little bit of a bulliness down there, and I like that.
Here's Annika Pulju. She's going to line it up for the tie. Got it!
That was a foot off the 2 feet off the three-point line, too, so that was a very good shot.
Second one tonight for Annika Pulju. Pulju has 8, and we are tied at 35, tied for the 4th time tonight. Evelyn steps into a triple. This one well short of the mark. And the rebound to the Trojans. 13-12 on the clock here in the second half. 35 all. PRB led 31-22 at the half. But it was a 10-0 run to start the second half by Sebeka. Now here's Tulinchek trying to make it happen. And we have a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Pine River-Backus. Another turnover on Sebeka. Elidol in for Aloradol.
I would not be surprised to see the play get going and then one of the coaches call a timeout.
And they're going to make sure the inbounds will be on the backcourt, so 35 on the shot clock. Tulinchek, long inbounds pass to Burns. Watson right up on her. She'll give it off to Evelyn. Tigers set it up. Evelyn kind of running that point now. Tulinchek on the left side. Lilquist, just backs off a little bit. Tulinchek with a pass deflected. Hanneken inside to Burns. Burns, nice step. She is fouled. Great entry pass there by Brianna Hanneken. And Burns, just as soon as that ball got on her fingertips, she was turning towards the basket. That is exactly what you like to see down in the paint. She gets fouled by Ellie Ness, which for Sebeka is good because if it was Watson, that'd be her fourth. And Burns at the line for two.
Yeah, Sebeka needs Watson in that size down there.
First one short for Burns. She had 4 points in the Tigers' opening night loss at Wadena Tuesday. Lines up free throw number 2. That one's in. 36-35. Pine River-Backus. Lots of time to decide this one. Good press break. Here's a pass, and there's Watson wide open down underneath. That was a tremendous piece of work. Annika Puglia with the assist, and we have got a Watson bucket and a timeout for Sebeka. Timeout on the floor as Sebeka takes the lead. 12:29 to go here in the second half. It is 37-36 Sebeka as we break. This is girls basketball on your liveevent.com.
Dates at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
A tremendous pass by Annika Puglia to Kyla Watson. She's got the bucket. Watson with 7 in the second half already. The sophomore forward leading Sebeka with 10 points. Sebeka with the lead. Coach Hano quickly with a timeout to try to set up this Sebeka full court press as Annika Puglia, who just got a great assist, taps it out of bounds. 12:26 remaining here, half number 2. A 9-point lead at the break for PRB was quickly erased by Sebeka, and now it's basically game on. Foul trouble is going to be a factor. Bench play has been a factor. Elidol left side. Here is a shot rejected.
Ooh.
8th grader Ella Brewer's first attempt was absolutely rejected by Watson, and now a second chance for PRB is also sent to the side, and Sebeka has it. 6 minutes into the second half. Puglia with a lob and somehow got it to Lilquist right behind the defense. Cannot finish underneath. Hanneken outlets to Aloradol.
Yeah, those are the points that are going to kill you at the end, is just those ones down on the blocks.
Elidol on the wing, up top to Brewer. Back to Ella. She's open. Going to take the 3 and nails it. 6 points for Elidol, both from the 3-point line. Give Brewer the assist.
Love it seeing Elidol come alive now here in the second half.
5th lead change tonight. 4th one in the second half. And it's a 10-second backcourt violation. PRB's defense kept Sebeka in the backcourt for 10 seconds. That's a turnover. 6th of the half, 25th in the game on Sebeka.
Those mental mistakes are what going to kill you. We've seen them touch the line, backcourt, now this one. Those are going to be something that are going to be addressed by the coach when they get back to practice.
Kaylee Johnson inbounds it to Brewer, lobs it into Hanneken. Hanneken, who made a living at the free throw line in the first half, puts one up, and she's heading to the line here early in the second half. Not so much early, but here again in the second half.
Smart girl, knew she was going to get the foul, still shoots it anyway. She gets to go to the charity line and make it for 2.
Hanneken 13 in the first half, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. The foul is on Annika Pulju. That is her 3rd. Team fouls here in the second half, 4 on the Tigers, 3 on the Trojans here at the 11:15 mark. Hanneken's first free throw a little strong. First time she's missed on the front end tonight. Tigers were 10 of 13 in the first half from the free throw line. Sebeka kind of struggled, and Hanneken surprisingly misses them both.
Watson down low, getting the rebound, being a bully, kicking it out.
Sebeka and PRB, even off those misses, they want a full court press every bit. Left side, it's Ellie Ness. Gives to Pulju. Pulju from way downtown. Got it! Not afraid to shoot it from even a little deeper than sometimes you should. Lead change number 6, 40-39 in favor of Sebeka, and a rebound tipped out of bounds on the far side by the Trojans. Lilquist will come back in. She'll replace Ellie Ness.
I think for Pine River-Backus, they just got talked to about shooters need to start shooting, and I think we're going to start seeing that.
Brewer on the inbounds in the corner. Sebeka could have maybe trapped, but didn't. Tigers will set up the offense between the circles of Laura Dahl to the near side to Ella. Sebeka, person-to-person defense. Hanneken lobs it down inside, and here's Brewer. Got kind of stuffed underneath the basket. Missed the shot. And now here's a pass. That one's going to be a backcourt violation on Sebeka.
Yeah, she missed that shot because she was getting bullied by Watson as she starts to come alive here in the second half, like I asked.
40-39. Kaylee Johnson's going to inbound it on the near sideline, right in front of assistant coach Jenny Travis. Had Ella Dahl in the middle. Now there's 5 seconds. Sebeka's defense got it again. Second time that they have forced a 5-second call on the inbounds. 40-39, Sebeka in front.
Those mistakes become magnified, especially with the score so close, and now that we're moving under 10 minutes.
Sebeka has outscored PRB 18-8 so far here in the second half as we're closing in on 8 minutes gone. Pulju looking inside. Watson trying to get room against Brewer. That's an 8th grader versus a sophomore. Now a pass inside and a foul. Lilquist was on the blocks. Kaylee Johnson tried to come defend. That will be number 4 on Kaylee Johnson. Mimi Buchers quickly off the bench and in for PRB. Watson will come and take a breather with Weaver checking back in. Following the game, we'll recap things and also, of course, our award winners from Enbridge and Pine River Family Market. Inbounds goes to Weaver. The drive, good defense by Buchers, and there's a good block out by Brewer for the rebound.
Yeah, at this point, I think we're going to be flipping coins for those players of the game.
Absolutely. Brianna Hanneken driving around, gives it to Buchers. Here's Brewer, open look, 3. This one around and out. Rebound, and boy, Pulju and Hanneken both ended up on the deck. Mimi Buchers ends up with the offensive rebound and the putback. Pine River-Backus retakes the advantage, 41-40. This one could get wild down the stretch. Here's a drive and a kick. Emma Ness to Annika Pulju. Pulju with 3 threes tonight. Got it poked away by Laura Dahl. We have a scramble. We have a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Trojans. Belgrade Bruton El Rosa in town tomorrow night. Pregame scheduled around 7:10 here on yourliveevent.com. Inbounds to Weaver to the corner. Stevens got it blocked. Buchers got a piece of it. Buchers with her second block and the tap all the way back. Shot clock not reset. It's down to 7. Here's Lilquist with a drive, and that one a little hesitation with Hanneken. The shot hit the rim. Clock reset, and Sebeka has another chance. Up top to Stevens. Little pump fake inside to Weaver. Weaver in trouble and fouled. If it's Hanneken, it's 3. And it is on Brianna Hanneken.
Sebeka shooter down low, understands she's getting smothered, tries to shoot up and draw a foul. Good for her.
Weaver at the line, 1 for 2 in the first half. Had just 1 point in the first half, hit a couple of early buckets here in the second half in that 10-0 run to start the half by Sebeka. Misses the first. She's got 5. Second one off to the left. She is 1 for 4 from the free throw line, and the Tigers get the rebound, but then there's Annika Pulju forcing the jump ball, and it's turned back over to the Trojans. Oh, excuse me. Possession of favors Pine River-Backus. PRB will keep it. So no turnover there.
Lucky break there for the Pine River-Backus girls.
Ella Dahl going to inbound it. 8:53 to go. 1 point game. Inbounds to Brewer. Brewer gets by Stevens. Brewer, and she double dribbled. Stopped, puts up the 3. Count it, and 1. Oh, Brewer got away with a double dribble. She got bumped. The shot is good. It's a 3, and she has a chance for a 4-point play. How about that from the 8th grader, Ella Brewer?
I love how you're animated, Devin, but I love more how the refs are animated about it.
Coach Hano, I don't think is real happy, and he shouldn't be. I do believe she got away with one, and the free throw is off the mark. The foul was called on M&S, her first rebound to Sebeka, 44-40. Lilquist, and she traveled right at the half-court stripe.
So
Again,
those small mental mistakes, that catching while you're running, it's just gotten these girls on that travel.
Playing a little fast, that's for sure. Both teams have really been pushing it on the defensive end. Tulinchek back in, trying to inbound to Alora Dahl, and that one tipped away by Weaver and out of bounds.
Weaver's doing a good job being in everybody's face. She's been around the ball a lot tonight, so I like seeing that from her.
Inbounds to Buchers, hands it off to Tulinchek. Slams on the brakes, back to Buchers, and that one out of bounds off the kneecap of Weaver. 9-point lead at the half, a 10-0 run to start the half by Sebeka, and it's been back and forth since. PRB looking for their 11th straight win in the series. Sebeka hasn't beaten the Tigers since 2015. They're hungry, they want it. Both teams are certainly showing it. There's just been a lot of mistakes, and there's another, as there's a pass, and we're going to have a jump ball as a steal by Emma Nice, but then a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Sebeka, so the Trojans keep it. Or the Trojans will come back the other way, I should say. Eveland back in for Pine River-Backus. Watson returns for Sebeka. They also have Alines, Lilquist, Annika Pulju, and Stevens. PRB with the 1-2-1-1 press. Sebeka breaks it. Alines, high pass. Not able to get it down to Watson. Now Alora Dahl tipped it. I think it was tipped up again. Nope. I almost thought Lilquist got that second piece of it. They said it was off of Alora Dahl. Buchers, Hanneken, Alora Dahl, Eveland, and Tulinchek, the 5 on the floor for PRB. Sebeka, Alines, left side, not really looking at it. Watson will take the 3, though, and she hits another. Second one for Watson here in the second half. 44-43, and the inbounds pass is knocked out of bounds. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. The next PRB foul will put Sebeka in the bonus. We're at 7:54 to go in the second half. Tulinchek crosses the timeline, dumps it down. Pulju got a piece of it. She tried to feed it to Hanneken, and now we've got bodies all over. Everybody's making sure the others are okay. But we have a foul, and Sebeka will be in the bonus for the final 7:46 of the contest. The foul after another Pine River-Backus turnover is on Mimi Buchers. That is her 4th.
7:46, and these girls are staying aggressive. I love it. Both just diving at that loose ball.
Burns will come in for Buchers. So now Buchers joins Kaylee Johnson as 2 Tigers with 4 personals. plenty of girls with 3. Front end of the 1-and-1 for Ellie Ness. No, Annika Pulju. She's having a big second half. Gets the offensive rebound. Off the miss. Here's Watson inside. Shot. Liljenquist, no, but she is fouled and goes to the line. That's going to be Ariana Burns. That is number 4 on her. And Emma Brewer quickly up off the bench.
If this was a sitcom, we would call it Foul Times.
Absolutely we would. 14 fouls on PRB in the first half. They already have 8 in the second half, but they have been bailed out by poor free throw shooting as the first free throw for Lilquist is off the mark. And now coming in is Brewer again to replace Burns.
I think that's a bit of the theme for this episode is the charity line misses.
Second one for Lilquist is good. First point in the second half, she has 6. We are tied up. And now here's a steal off the inbounds. A steal and a score for Sammy Stevens. 46-44. Sebeka, and now Stevens is going to bump Alora Dahl and pick up a foul. That'll be team foul number 5 on Sebeka. That'll be number 3 on Sammy Stevens.
Sammy Stevens just finding a way to be around the ball, be a nuisance for PRB.
Sebeka, again, extremely aggressive in the backcourt on the press. Here's Alora Dahl breaking the press. Alora attacking right side. Shot no, and it was tipped up in the air. Alora trying to fight for it, and now a reach and a foul on Ellie Ness.
And that will wind up the crowd.
That was another really close one as Coach Hano unhappy with the call there. That's team foul number 6, number 3 on Ellie Ness. So the next Sebeka foul will put PRB in the bonus. Here's Brewer. Brewer with the drive. Watson got a piece of it on the way up. And here comes Sebeka with a 46-44 lead. Watson looking inside, dumping it down to Pulju. Pulju for the finish. 8-0 run for Sebeka.
Pollo is doing so good down there underneath there, especially for being a 9th grader.
No, that's the junior Pulju, by the way.
Oh.
6:44 to go. PRB was up 44-40, an 8-0 run. Hannikin pump fakes in the lane, puts it up, back iron unkind, and the rebound to Annika Pulju. Pulju and bothered, and Sawyer Tulinchek going to be called for the foul. She wanted the jump ball. She gets the personal foul instead. That'll be her 3rd. I think River-Backus is getting pretty frustrated as Sebeka has the lead, and they are back at the line for a 1-and-1.
Yeah, shades of the first half. I mean, there's 15 fouls, and you're responsible for 9 of them already.
Bucher is back in. Ella Dahl returns for PRB. Annika Pulju is at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. She was 2 for 2 in the first half. And the first one off to the right. Ella Dahl, the only one there for a rebound. Very good blocking out on the blocks for PRB. Tulinchek, left side wing, passes up the quick shot. Sebeka has done a nice job. Not a whole lot of good open looks outside for PRB. Tigers have knocked down 5 threes tonight. Sebeka has 5 threes as well. Hannikin, right side, going to take the 12-footer on the baseline. No, and the rebound to Ellie Ness. Hannikin scoreless in the second half after 13 in the first half, and now a ball knocked out of bounds on the far sideline. Stays with Sebeka. 6:09 to go. Weaver is in. Ellie Ness is coming out.
Pine River-Backus staying in that man-to-man full-court press, so I like that. Sebeka understanding that they have the lead, but there's still 6 minutes on the clock.
Here's Stevens, steps up, puts up the 3.
Nice.
Got it! Sammy Stevens, first one from beyond the arc. It's an 11-0 Sebeka run, and there's Pulju with a steal. Pulju with the steal and a timeout, Sebeka.
I like that timeout, a good time to stop the clock, stop the momentum, regroup your girls.
It's going to be a 30-second timeout, but we'll break here. 5:53 to go, second half. Sebeka trying to snap a 10-game losing streak to the Tigers. Have their biggest lead, 51-44. We'll return after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Welcome back to Pine River. Got some wrestling scores from the road crew as they started their season tonight. Sebeka inbounding near side, and now trying to again get a tie-up is Sawyer Tulachik. Just picked up a foul. That is her fourth. Double bonus for the final 5:50 for Sebeka, who has a 51-44 lead. Annika Pulju at the line for two. Pulju with 8 this half, now 9. She has 14. Pine River-Backus has 4 players with 4 fouls. Tulinchek, Buchers, Burns, and Johnson. Second free throw a little too strong. Buchers with the rebound. 52-44 and a turnover. Tigers have 10 turnovers this half compared to 8 for Sebeka. They both have 27 in the game.
The difference is Sebeka has scored on the last few of those turnovers.
Pulju double team to Watson underneath for the finish. Great feed again from Pulju to Watson. And it's a 10-point lead for Sebeka after trailing by 9 at the half.
Yeah, that little dynamic duo is starting to warm up.
Oh, yeah. Tulinchek to Dahl, Aloradal to Ella. Passed up the 3, Sebeka in a 2-3 zone. Here's Ella, got another look. This one's up, that one's good, and a huge shot for the PRB Tigers.
Yeah, and they really needed that. They needed to break that scoring run that Sebeka's on.
14-0 run, snapped, long pass, and here is Stevens, dribbled it off the foot of Buchers, tracked it down on the near side 5 minutes to go. Weaver with a quick trigger 3. That one no good. Watson tracks down the offensive rebound. Watson flat out hustled the PRB Tigers for that one. Here's Stevens at the top of the key. Coach Hano resetting the offense. Now Weaver's wide open, misses the layup. Pulju second chance, she misses. And Alora Dahl clears the window for the Tigers. Here's Buchers, fake the 3, might have traveled. Hannigan to Ella Dahl.
Pine River-Backus trying to set up a play. It's a good thing that they're finally in their zone. They've been playing in Sebeka's zone the last few minutes.
High intensity game early in the season. Ella Dahl again, right side. Hannigan coming to set the screen. Here's Buchers at the top. Shot clock at 8. Buchers step back shot. No, Watson got a piece of her. That'll be number 4. And Kyla Watson becomes the first Sebeka Trojan to have 4 personal fouls here in this one. It is going to be a 3-shot foul for Mimi Buchers, who has not been to the free throw line tonight. Couple of wrestling scores. Pequot Lakes Pine River-Backus got the win over Deer River 53-12, and they beat Walker Hackensack Igley Nevas 36-27, so a 2-0 start for the road crew.
Also, at the end of the second period, the Wild are up 5-0 over Nashville.
So suddenly the Wild have a defense?
Apparently.
Nice.
That or Soros is not in the goal for Nashville.
Something like that. Mimi Buchers 2 for 2 at the line, cutting into the Sebeka lead. And Buchers 2 out of 3. It is 54-49, 5-point game, 4:10 to go. Here's Lilquist, and a pass right into the hands of Sawyer Tulinchek. Ill-advised pass. Tulinchek trying to run the break the other way. Ella Dahl, Phil, 12-footer, nothing but net. Ella Dahl with 11. Tulinchek the assist off the Sebeka turnover. 54-51. Now here's a pass tipped by Ella Dahl out of bounds. Annika Pulju kind of wanted a foul, didn't get that. Possession arrow does favor Pine River-Backus right now. Sebeka with 2 timeouts, Pine River-Backus with 3 remaining. Sebeka inbounding against the PRB press. Looking to double team. And now here's the lob, and nobody's there. It's going to be a steal. Tulinchek gives it to Aloradal for 3. Got it, we're tied.
And that will hype up the student section.
And a timeout for Sebeka. Pine River-Backus responds with a 10-0 run themselves. Timeout on the floor, 3:40 to go. 54 all. This is girls basketball on YourLiveEvent.com.
Get Ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Back with you, 3:40 to try to decide this one. 54 all. PRB led 44-40. Sebeka rattled off 14 straight points. Pine River-Backus has now responded with 10 straight. Basketball is a game of runs. If you've never heard that cliche, you'll hear it plenty. Basketball is a game of runs. Right now, 1 timeout remaining for Sebeka, 3 for Pine River-Backus. Team fouls, Sebeka's in the double bonus. PRB 10 plus. Sebeka 7 fouls, so single bonus for Pine River-Backus. Foul trouble, nobody has fouled out. The Tigers have 4 girls with 4 fouls. Sebeka has 1 girl with 4, but 4 others with 3. PRB has 2 other girls with 3. They're checking something in the scorebook. I have 54 all. After that 3 from Alora Dahl, who did not score in the first half, she has 5 in the second half. Everything's good. Here we go. 3:40 on the clock. In a 54-54 tie. Sebeka looking to inbounds, and that one is stolen by Alora Dahl. Another PRB takeaway, 11th turnover this half on Sebeka. Tigers try to regain the lead. Tulinchik on the left side, a screen from Buchers, steps into it. The 3, got it! And a 13-0 answer, and then we're going to have a foul on the other end on the inbounds, and that's going to put Sebeka all the way to the other end for 2 free throws. How about that? 13-0 response for PRB to go up 57-54.
Yeah, a game of runs right now here. We've got to wait for the 3:21 to wind down, but whoever gets that last run might win this game.
Annika Pulju 3 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. She has 2. First one on the way, got it. 57-55. It's been fast-paced. It hasn't always been pretty. Both coaches have plenty to work on, but these 2 teams are also showing a lot of grit and determination. 2 free throws are in, and here's a reach, and that is not what you want to see from Coach Hano. That's a reach and a foul on Ellie Ness, and it's going to be 1-1 on the other end for Alora Dahl. 3:18 to go in a 1-point contest. Number 4 on Ellie Ness. Alora Dahl 0 for 1 at the free throw line. 5 points tonight for the senior Dahl. One of 2 seniors on PRB. Free throw, no. Rebound tapped out, and a second chance for PRB. Here's Tulinchek driving down the baseline, and she got a clear lane, could not connect the shot. Tries to save the rebound, and it's collected by Sebeka. Ellie Ness in traffic, lost the handle. Watson turns, is all alone. Watson cannot score, and Pine River-Backus catches a big break. 2:55 to go, 57-56, Pine River-Backus. Tulinchek on the right side, Sebeka person-to-person D. Elladal pump fakes the 3. Oh, Hannigan was wide open, she missed her. Hannigan going to come out and set the screen. Nope, Lardall's going to go away. Now she'll use it. Hannigan the pick and roll, and the pass wasn't high enough. Pulju, great read, steps in front. Both teams with 11 turnovers this half. On the other end, Stevens nearly traveled, and we have a whistle. We have a jump ball. Coach Hano not a fan of the call. Can't blame him for that. Look, Stevens was trying to fight through a double team. They called the jump possession arrow to Pine River-Backus. Weaver back in for Sebeka. 1 point PRB lead.
Under 2.5 minutes to go. Let's see who gets on a run.
Tulinchek lobs it over to Aloradal. Over to Ella, right side, good close out there by Stevens. Ella gonna drive, kicks it out to the corner. Here's Tulinchek, this one from 15, got it. Tulinchek with 7 this half, she has 13, 59-56. Weaver, Watson, all alone, and she got it. Good press break and a great finish as Watson cuts it back down to 1. 59-58, 1:50 to go. I think we have some tired ladies, and PRB is right back at it tomorrow. Ella Buchers walked away from the screen. Watson has Ella on the switch, and we have a timeout. Tucker Sheely had 3 to go, and I like this timeout by Coach Sheely. 1:37 to go. 1-point game, PRB 59 and Sebeka 58. We will break. Don't go anywhere. What's sure to be an exciting final minute plus coming right up here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanakin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hanakin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanakin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HanakinInsurance.com. Let Hanakin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Devin Kruger, Matt Thurston back with you. 59-58, Pine River-Backus, 1:37 on the clock. Shot clock at 16 as the Tigers inbound in front of their own bench. Chulinchek, Alora, and Elladal. Buchers and Hanakin, the 5 on the floor. That's your starters for PRB. Buchers will hand it off to Aloradal. Shot clock at 10. They go to Hanakin, over to Chulinchek. Chulinchek looking to drive, puts on the brakes, lobs it back. Alora wants the 3 on the wing. This one, front iron, no. Rebound, Pulyu. Sebeka comes away with it. 1-point game, 75 seconds. Here's a 3-on-1. Stevens, Watson in the lane, fouled, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, Pine River-Backus is playing a little more double team on the inbounds. It's leaving Watson open down underneath the net.
The foul is on Mimi Buchers. That will be her 5th. Buchers fouls out. The sophomore with 6 points, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Burns will come in. Kyla Watson at the free throw line. The sophomore forward had 3 points and 3 fouls in the first half. She has 14 second half points. It's a 2-shot foul. Pine River-Backus was jumping in the lane as it was a 1-and-1, but the first one is missed by Watson. She was 3 for 4 from the free throw line before that miss. Now 3 for 5. She steps back a little bit. Takes it as almost a jump shot. She knocks down the second one. We are tied at 59.
Buck 12 left.
7 ties, 9 lead changes in this one. Press break, well done by the Tigers. Alora Dahl driving right side. Watson lets her go. The shot is missed. Weak side rebound. Chulinchek all by herself and scores. Watson had to let her go to not pick up her 5th foul.
Under a minute now.
Sebeka breaks the press. Ellie Ness, and there's nearly an interception. Sawyer Chulinchek in front of Watson just about came up with a massive steal. Knocks it out of bounds. Sebeka has the ball. 50 seconds to go. Ellie Ness in for M&S. Stevens going to toss it in. Tigers trying to communicate. They're looking for Watson down low. They don't have it. She lobs it up to Lundqvist. Lundqvist back to Stevens in the corner for the lead. Short. Rebound is loose. It's tapped. It's going to go out of bounds. It was last touched by Annika Pulyu. Pine River-Backus basketball. Coach Hano checking the clock. He's got 1 timeout left. Tucker Sheely has 2, so if they have some trouble, he can burn one. The inbounds goes to Hanakin. Tries to go right back, and she threw it away. She was trying to go right back to Chulinchek. Chulinchek started running down court, and Sebeka gets a gift turnover from PRB with 40 seconds to go.
Small mental mistakes are going to cost you, especially with 40 seconds left. Let's hope.
So they're checking something with the front court, so the shot clock should be at 20. Again, that's something new this year, so they're trying to make sure they get it right as much as possible. Sebeka inbounding in the front court, 20-second shot clock, drop it into Pulyu. Pulyu, double team, dribbles out of it, into the lane, goes up against Hanakin, little bobble, puts it up, no. Watson, second chance, no, but she's fouled. Foul will be on Ariana Burns. That will be it for Burns. Sophomore off the bench with 1 point. She'll foul out with 33 seconds to go. Kaylee Johnson, who also has 4 fouls, is going to come in. Burns not only got the foul, but because she's shorter, she actually took the brunt of that of Kyla Watson going towards the basket. So she's going to get 10-2 as Watson's at the line for 2. Pine River-Backus up by 2. They stay up by 2 as the first one rattles out.
Kayla Watson, she's had some opportunities and she's just missed them, but she's getting better as she bullies down low. But she needs to start making these shots if she wants to have a chance.
Well, second trip in a row. She missed the first, made the second, 61-60. Here's Ella Dahl. Ellie Ness trying to bug her, and now we have a timeout, Tucker Sheely. Timeout, Pine River-Backus. We're staying right here. 26 seconds to go. 61-60. Again, this one has been very, very exciting, even though it hasn't been real clean, and these two teams absolutely pressing for an early season win. So shot clock is off with 26 seconds to go, unless Pine River-Backus, I don't believe the shot clock was under 26 when the timeout came, because Tucker Sheely had that timeout pretty quick. So with this timeout, let's do the game reset again. 61-60 PRB in front. Team fouls 8 on Sebeka. So if they do choose the foul, they can do it one more time where it's a 1-and-1 for Pine River-Backus. The possession arrow does favor Sebeka. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. Pine River-Backus is over the 10 foul limit, so Sebeka is in the double bonus. Sawyer Chulinchuk's going to inbound it in the backcourt. Again, no shot clock, 26 seconds to go. Chulinchuk slaps the ball, goes into Johnson. Johnson, very smart, right at half court, held the ball to make sure all her teammates could cross. Coach Hano saying now you need to foul. Alora Dahl hands it to Ella Dahl. Ella Stevens tried to foul her and kind of missed, kind of went for the ball. Clock down to 13, and finally Annika Puliu will bump Ella Dahl and put her at the line. Pine River-Backus is able to take almost 15 seconds off the clock before Sebeka finally fouled. Ella Dahl will be at the free throw line. It is a 1-and-1. The foul on Annika Puliu, that's her 4th. Ella, the sophomore Dahl, 3 points in the first half, 8 in the second half, and the free throw is missed. Watson rebounds. Sebeka basketball. Up ahead to Lilquist. Lilquist driving down the left side. Spins. Shot. No, but she's fouled.
3.8 left with that foul.
Jalen Lilquist will go to the line for 2 free throws with 3.8 seconds to go on the night. Lilquist is 6 for 10. The foul on Kaylee Johnson. She will foul out. There was ball on that, but it looked like there was a little arm-on-arm action. I don't think it was a bad call at all. Here's Lilquist. The first one, it's no good. The best she can do is tie.
Student section coming alive now during these shots.
And now Coach Mike Hano is going to take his last time out with the junior Lilquist having 1 free throw. And I don't mind this. Sometimes the other team, you're talking about like icing kickers. I don't mind this timeout because Lilquist missed the first. This is his chance to reset her, but you have to have 2 things. You have to know with 3.8 seconds to go, you have to know obviously if she makes it, you do not foul, but you want to press. But if she misses it, you have to go for the ball because you would have to try to foul or get that ball with only 3.8 to go.
It's all or nothing right now at 3.8, and Sebeka understands that. And the other thing, too, with this timeout is head coaches are drawing up a plan for all those outcomes that are coming, Devin.
He basically had 45 seconds to try to get all the scenarios played out. 3.8 on the clock. Lilquist is at the line. Everybody into the blocks for free throw number 2. Pine River-Backus by 1. Here it comes. She got it. Nothing but net. And now Tucker Sheely will take the timeout as Pine River-Backus tries to set up the final play.
This is the moment of computer blue. You have to inbound it, get your shooter to their spot, and hit your shooter, and your shooter's got to shoot it.
And there's so many great talking points for the coaches because for Pine River-Backus, 3.8 seconds, you can get an inbounds and get 2 dribbles up the court before you have to heave up a shot. So if you're Sebeka, I think you're applying full court pressure, but you've got to give them a little space. You can't foul them, and you don't want to give them just a free pass up to at least to the half court stripe.
Absolutely, and you've got to understand, like I said, down here, the girls use 2 hands, so that 3.8 is really more like a 1.5. I'm not sure you're going to get 2 dribbles out of it, but you have to get it to your shooter. The shooter that's going to shoot and make it, this is the moment you want them to get it in their hands.
You look at both these teams, they've shown good depth. They've shown good scoring balance. I think for Pine River-Backus, I think their first option is Alora Dahl. You want to get it to your most experienced ball handler, see if she can get those couple of dribbles. Let's see how they play out. Well,
yeah, you talk about
I'm obviously wrong because Alora Dahl is actually going to inbound it. She's going to inbound it. 3.8 seconds to go. PRB going to get a bit of a little box formation. They inbound it. Chulinchek back to Alora. Alora Dahl with 2, with 1. Puts it up for the win. No, and we go to overtime.
Free basketball is good basketball as we head into overtime, Devin.
Tied after 2 halves, a ball home opener for Pine River-Backus. It is 61-all. They'll put 4 more minutes on the clock, and we play on. We are back with overtime right after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
A wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
R&J.
Yeah, free basketball is good basketball, Devin. 4 minutes, 61-61. The girls will have to start again at the center and get this jump. I like seeing Kayla Watson at the line for Sebeka.
Alora Dahl with Watson. 4 minutes on the clock. Each team will be credited 1 more timeout, and the tip is controlled. Well, here we go. We have a scramble, and it's going to be Pine River-Backus, and it's Emma Brewer, the 8th grader, with a 3. It's off the mark, and we're going to have a foul after the offensive rebound, and Ella Dahl will go to the free throw line. Both teams will be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. As the big offensive rebound, foul trouble galore with these 2 clubs. Sammy Stevens just picked up her 4th for Sebeka. Ella Dahl 0 for 1 at the free throw line tonight, and the first one no good. Will stay tied at 61. 8 ties, 9 lead changes in this game. It was a 31-22 halftime lead for Pine River-Backus. Sebeka started the second half with a 10-0 run. Ella Dahl hits the second free throw. Pine River-Backus 62, Sebeka 61. Couple of ladies have fouled out already. Here's a drive by Stevens. The little underhand shot, no. Chulinchek rebounds and she turns and burns. Up the left side to Alora Dahl. Goes up, no, and she is fouled by Lowquist.
Those are the shots that you got to take. You know, if you're driving, you know you're going to get fouled. And I like seeing Alora Dahl at the line. She's been doing it well tonight.
Well, she's 0 for 3.
I was wishfully thinking it was like a broadcaster jinx thing. I was hoping she would do good right here.
Here's maybe the more surprising thing for Lowquist. That's her first foul of the night. All these girls
of
in
all
foul
of
trouble.
them.
All the girls in foul trouble. You got Lowquist. That was her first, and Dahl misses the first free throw.
There's always a goody in the group.
So 62-61, second free throw for the senior, and she missed them both. Alora 0 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. And the Tigers continue to lead by 1. Here's a pass, and it's tipped away by Brewer. The pass was up for Watson. She didn't even see it. But fortunately for Sebeka, Brewer did see it and actually ended up swatting it out of bounds. Stevens inbounds into the corner to Pulyu. She's immediately trapped. Pulyu with nowhere to go, splits the double team, goes all the way across the lane and scores. Annika Pulyu with a tremendous play. 63-62 Sebeka. Tulinchik crosses the timeline to Hanneken. Hanneken will hand it off to Aloradol. 3:10 to go in overtime.
Sebeka's defense has lightened up just a little bit here in this overtime.
Here's a Brewer. She'll put up the triple. This one hard off the left side. Rebound tapped out, and there's Pouliou again, and foul on Pine River-Backus. Well, if it's Hanneken, it's 4. If it's Tulinchik, it's 5, and that's going to be it for Sawyer Tulinchik.
You only get 5?
Yep, even in overtime.
5 and you're done.
2:57 to go in OT. Tulinchik had and Coach Sheely said that they needed more scoring out of her. They got it tonight. 6 in the first half, 9 in the second half, but she follows out with 15. Aaliyah Lewis, who hit a big 3 at the end of the first half for the Tigers, is in.
Well, the important part in those stats is that she did contribute to her team.
Pouliou, first free throw, good. We saw a 14-0 run by, well, we had a 10-0 run to start the second half by Sebeka. We saw them have a 14-0 run. Pine River-Backus responded with a 13-0 run. And now Sebeka gets the first few, or gets 3 in a row. It's 64-62 Sebeka. Brewer looking into Hanneken. Free throw line to Aloradol. After Pouliou missed the second free throw, 2-point Sebeka lead. And here's the drive, the kick. Brewer for the lead. This one hard off the right side. Hanneken offensive rebound. Put back, no. Rebound to Watson. Sebeka basketball with a 2-point lead. 2:27 to go, and that's going to be a travel on Kyla Watson. She stopped thinking she was going to pass, but she was going to throw it into the backcourt. She realized it, and then she spun around and traveled.
Mental mistakes again. Just you've got to be court conscious of where you are and where your teammates are at.
Aloradol with the drive. Aloradol with a shot, left it short, and that's a big miss. Rebound Sebeka. Stevens had it swatted away on the far side, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Ella Brewer. Ellie Ness will go to the line for 2.
For as often as Aloradol drives on this right side here on the near side, you would think at some point they've got to drop.
Alora's had a tough night offensively, just 5 points. Now here's Ellie Ness. 2-point lead for Sebeka. First one for the junior off to the left. Sebeka was just 13 of 24 from the free throw line in the first half. Not much better in the second half, but Pine River-Backus took a big step backwards in the second half. Second free throw, no, and a beautiful block out by Hanneken that cleared it for Aaliyah Lewis. And now as Aloradol is driving on the near side, there's a hand check and a little too much called, and that's going to be number 5 on Sammy Stevens. So Stevens becomes the first Sebeka Trojan to foul out with 2:05 here in overtime. Had 6 in the first half, had 6 in the second half. She fouls out with a dozen.
I'm kind of with Sebeka on this. I mean, if you're going to foul somebody, you might as well be Dahl because, like you said, she's 0-7 at the line.
0 for 6 now.
Or 0 for 6, okay.
You might have jinxed her by saying 0 for 7. 2:05 on the overtime clock, and you did. She missed both of them again. 2 minutes to play, 64-62 Sebeka. Pass to Watson, almost stolen by Brewer. Watson, a pass for Ellie Ness, right side, got it! First field goal for Ellie Ness on a great assist for Watson. 66-62, Aloradol attacking. Kicks it out. Brewer wants the 3. Front iron, no. Offensive rebound. Aloradol, no. Rebound tapped, and Watson collects it for Sebeka. Watson lobs it up to Lilquist. 1:35 to go. Lilquist. Here's a shot by Emma Ness. This one open over, and we're going to get a foul on Sebeka. Ellie Ness went through, kind of got a push in the back, and Brewer is going to go to the other side as Ellie Ness fouls out with 1:29 to go in the overtime period. Fouls out with 3 points. Evelyn will come in for Pine River-Backus. And here's Ella Brewer, an 8th grader, at the line for 2 in a 4-point game in overtime. She's got 3 points tonight. She hit a 3 in the second half.
If she does well here, she could be looking at more minutes as the campaign endures.
The first one, perfect.
Swish, nothing but net.
66-63 with a $1:29 on the clock. Second one, got them both. 1-point game. Excuse me, 2-point game, 66-64. Long inbounds pass to Weaver. Weaver down on the left side and holding it up is Emma Ness. Sebeka will lob it back to Emma. Left side in the corner, looking for Watson. There's the pass. Watson the pass to Weaver, and Weaver lost her balance and turned it over. Evelyn was coming across, and Weaver a little bit slow to get up, as I'm not sure if she tried to position herself, and looks like she might have rolled an ankle. She just flat out lost her balance and turned it over.
Yeah,
and she is trying to gut it out.
Yeah, she's gotten that limp out.
Pine River-Backus trailing by 2 with the ball. Here's Ella Dahl inbounding it to Brewer. Good job by Brewer. Got it back to Ella. Ella on the right side puts on the brakes. And now she's in a little trouble. Someone needs to come help her. Alora does. 65 seconds to go. 66-64 and a foul. Weaver tried to take a charge but did not get to the spot in time. Weaver will pick up number 4. And here's Alora Dahl back at the free throw line trying to get some big redemption with 1:02 on the clock here in overtime. Hill City Northland got the win in Aiken tonight. Final score of that one, 42-31. And the first one rolls off. Substitution, Weaver will come out, and for the first time tonight, we see freshman guard Bella Connor for Sebeka.
Yeah, she did. She played the full amount in the JV game. She was very aggressive down there, and she also did some good shooting, too.
And Alora Dahl finally snapped the streak, hitting the second free throw. She is now 1 for 10, 66-65, 60 seconds to play. Connor on the left side, Pouliou wide open, fouled, she'll go to the line. Pouliou, great cut down the lane, got bumped by Brewer. She'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, Sebeka, especially with Connors coming in, is showing their depth of their bench as well. And these bench points, like we've been saying all night, they're important.
Pouliou was 6 for 9 from the free throw line, and now 7 for 10. She hits the first. To make it a 3-point game. No, rolls off the left side. Evelyn gets the rebound for Pine River-Backus.
Under 50 seconds now in transition.
Ella Dahl crosses the timeline, hands it off to the senior Alora. She'll direct traffic. Calm and cool is the key. 40 seconds. Ella Dahl steps in for the lead. Short, right into the hands of Connor. What a big rebound for Connor. And before the tie-up, a timeout for Sebeka. What a big rebound for the freshman Bella Connor. And Coach Hano will spend his overtime timeout to keep a possession for Sebeka. 32 seconds to go. 67-65. We keep it here. Tucker Shealy's asking, where is Sebeka going to inbound? Both teams are in the double bonus. 67-65 Trojans tied at 61 when we headed into overtime. How about this one?
Could we see double overtime?
We could.
Could you make that happen, Devin?
I don't know if I can make it happen. I certainly can't make it happen.
Well, I was just wondering if you could maybe talk to one of the coaches or something.
Just talk to him.
Just talk to him.
Yeah, I'm running out of room on my sheet, so I don't really know if I want double overtime. There was one. I'm trying to think if it was my second or third year up here covering sports in the Lakes area. I did Pequot Lakes at Staples Motley boys, and they went 4 overtimes. And I think I got home at midnight. But it was so much fun. Both teams had those chances to win it at the end. I think Pequot Lakes went 3 straight. I think regulation and the first 2 overtimes had a chance to win it at the buzzer and missed. And then they ended up getting the win in 4 overtimes. Absolutely wild.
Nice.
So it does happen. It does happen.
32 seconds left here in overtime number 1.
And there's no shot clock now because it's under 35 seconds. So if you're Pine River-Backus, I think you go for the steal, but you're okay if you foul and extend the game. Here's the inbounds to Pouliou. Pouliou pulls it down. Tigers are looking for traps. Sebeka breaks it. Watson crosses the timeline. Left side to Emma Ness, and she's going to be fouled by Brewer. And Emma Ness, another youngster, a freshman, going to the line for 2 with 24 seconds on the clock. Emma Ness, 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Her only point tonight came back in the first half. The Tigers fans trying to interrupt the groove, and she misses the first. It's going to be a one-possession game. The question is, will it be 2 or 3? 24 seconds, plenty of time. Second free throw in. 3-point game, 68-65. Ella Dahl across the timeline. You don't need a 3 if you're Pine River-Backus, but if you don't go for 3, you got to score fast. Alora Dahl down on the blocks, goes up, tough shot, left it short, partially blocked by Poolyu. Poolyu grabs the rebound. 10 seconds up to Ness, and M&S is going to hold, and she will be fouled. 4.8 on the clock, and the freshman M&S has a chance to potentially ice this one in overtime. 2 for 6 at the line. Coach Sheely does have a timeout, and we'll see if he takes it.
Yeah, 9th grader M&S. She played in the JV and she played the first half.
First one rolls off.
And did not report for the second half, so it's very good to see her here.
To make it a 2-possession game, the free throw, she got it! Coach Sheely not going to take the timeout, 69-65. Tigers, Alora Dahl is going to launch it. The buzzer will sound, and the win streak for the Tigers has ended. Sebeka defeats Pine River-Backus in girls basketball for the first time since 2015 with an overtime victory on the Tigers home opener. Final score, Sebeka 69, Pine River-Backus 65, and Sebeka celebrates a very hard-fought win. We'll be back to recap it. Post-game show is next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise, including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Welcome back to Pine River as we go into the post-game recap. Final score in overtime, Sebeka 69, Pine River-Backus 65. Devin Kruger, Matt Thurston here with you as this one got wild. Pine River-Backus led by 9 at the half, 31-22. Sebeka started the second half with a 10-0 run, took a 32-31 lead. Got a lot of ties and lead changes mixed in there. Pine River-Backus led 44-40. Sebeka went on a 14-0 run, led 54-44, double-digit lead. PRB quickly flipped the script, scored 13 straight, went up 57-54, and that was pretty much game on the rest of the way, Matt. Tied at 61 in overtime. Sebeka, with freshman M&S, comes through with a couple of big free throws to help seal the deal. Field goal shooting wasn't pretty. The game wasn't pretty at times, but it sure was exciting, and Sebeka gets a win that they've been looking for a long time.
Yeah, we talked about it in the pregame show. I mean, it's an us versus the world mentality. They came in with that, and they really ran with it. they started out a bit slow, but then came out in the second half and they pressed a little bit harder. They stayed aggressive, and ultimately they worked for the overtime, and then they were able to win in overtime. It's good to see them break that streak. It's tough for the Pine River-Backus Tigers to give that streak up, but it was an entertaining game. It was back and forth, and it wasn't a blowout, so I love it.
I think Pine River-Backus, they're certainly going to feel like this one slipped away a little bit. Both teams had a lot of chances in the paint that didn't go their way. Free throws after the Tigers had a really nice first half, did not shoot free throws well at all in the second half and overtime. It's going to be a tough one to swallow for PRB, but they have no time to really think about it. They're right back in this gym tomorrow. Their legs are going to be, tired. They're going to be challenged, and we'll see how they rebound tomorrow night.
Yeah, the important thing for these girls is to get out of this gym, get home, get a shower or a bath, put a little vinegar in your bath water, your half-hour soak, you'll be all right. Tomorrow you're going to get up, eat your Wheaties, come to school, get your schoolwork done, be back here tomorrow night doing it all over again. Like you said, we're going to see how their legs work. But it's early in the campaign, so they're going to have a lot of energy. It's early basketball, so let's just take it and see what we can see.
Yeah, both teams are very, very aggressive defensively. I think they both can be pretty, there's obviously that's going to be a key for them going through this season. They're going to be very aggressive on defense. They're going to try to turn that into offense. I really like that. They like the fast tempo. It's not going to make that shot clock much of a factor, but they want to play fun basketball. They want to play up tempo, but they've got to clean some things up. They do need to slow down. Both teams did have those tendencies to try, because of the defense, they got going a little too fast, and then it caused a lot of turnovers in this game. Lots of turnovers, lots of fouls, certainly extended the game, and then on top of it, we played 4 extra minutes of it.
Yeah, absolutely. The coaches, both coaches have ample things to get. The couple of the girls need to run some extra laps or whatnot. But it's those small mental mistakes. It's being smart with those loose balls. Once they get loose, so many girls dive for it, but they're not keeping their head up, looking at where they got to kick it out. And that just kind of ate at them. And unfortunately for the Pine River-Backus Tiger girls, it just got away from them at the end.
Absolutely. Final score in overtime, 69-65. It was Sebeka getting the victory for tonight's game. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We got stats. Don't forget, we also have, of course, awards and interviews coming up, as this is YourLiveEvent.com.
Watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Hanakin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanakin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hanakin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanakin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HanakinInsurance.com. Let Hanakin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Back to Pine River-Backus High School, where Sebeka got the overtime win, 69-65. We're going to go into our post-game interviews because, well, we have them all up here. So here we go. We're going to first talk to our Pine River Family Market star of the game for the PRB Tigers, and that is going to be Sawyer Tulinchek. Sorry, obviously a tough loss tonight, but that was a fun, crazy battle. How did it feel from your side? Oh, hang on. Let me get the mic on. I just noticed. I'm like let's get that. All right, let's try that again.
It was very fun seeing our team come together, even though we were going into overtime, and our seniors stepping up and being leaders for us.
When you looked at, this, they always talk about the old cliche of basketball is a game of runs. You guys had a slight lead. Sebeka went on a big run. They got a 10-point lead. How did you turn it around so quickly to respond?
We had to come back with energy and knock it down on ourselves and come as a team.
When you looked at at halftime, you were up by 9. What were some of the focal points that Coach was going through with you guys about trying to maintain that lead into the second half?
Knowing that they were going to come back with more energy and we couldn't come down, and just think that it was going to be an easy game just because we were up by 9.
Both of these teams, you were so in-your-face type of defense.
Yes.
They brought it to you. You brought it to them. Does that make a game like this, does it make it more fun? Does it help keep the energy level up?
It does make it more fun and help keep the energy level up because you have to play good defense if they're playing it back. And just in general, you have to play good defense.
Just like any sport, and especially in high school, there's this cycles. And now you've got new players and new pieces. You got some experience on the varsity floor last year. Through the first couple of games, you've now taken a couple of losses. But what are some things, Sawyer, that excite you about what this team is showing it's capable of?
How our team's coming together and we're working together on shooting and communication and just leadership in general.
No, not much time to dwell on this one. We're right back at it tomorrow. Another big matchup with a section game with BBE in town.
Yes.
Looking forward to that one. I will see you tomorrow night.
Sounds good.
Congrats on a nice game.
Thank you.
Sawyer Tulinchek, 15 points tonight. She is our Pine River Family Market star of the game. Let's bring in Tucker Sheely, the head coach for the PRB Tigers, and I've got to get this set up too, so just bear with us. This is how we do things around here. Tucker, obviously a wild one here tonight. It doesn't come out on the right end for PRB. What stood out to you?
Yeah, no, I thought that game could have went either way, obviously. A lot of different runs there throughout the game. I was proud of our girls. We gave them a big swing there and their direction the second half. And then we fought back and, got to the point where we probably should have won it in regulation there. You knocked down a few free throws here and there. But anytime you play an overtime game that close, you can look at every single possession and, want one back, and that could be the difference. So very proud of my seniors. I thought Brianna Hannikin, Laura Dahl handled the pressure. They were very composed. They kept communicating. We had some younger girls out there at the end. We got into that foul trouble. So was happy to see that. Not the outcome we wanted, but definitely a good building block. We definitely played better than we did here on Tuesday. So that's kind of the idea this time of year. Obviously, you want to win games, but, proud of our girls for taking a step in the right direction tonight.
You've taken on Sebeka for a number of years. Did you expect that aggressive of a defense coming from Coach Hano's team? Yeah, Coach Hano, he gets them ready to play. So no, he's done really well with this group, and it's been fun to see him and bring this group along because they're playing a lot higher level of basketball than they did last year, and so it's kudos to him. But good program, great girls, and we came out on the wrong end tonight. In the first half, you kind of pulled away late, and it was a rough game to get into flow. Lots of turnovers, lots of fouls, obviously created by those aggressive defenses. As a coach, does it get tough to kind of try to adjust certain things when it's tough to really gauge how the game is flowing? Definitely, and it's also tough to change things when you have 4 girls fouled out on the bench too. It kind of limits some of the sets that we could run, and so we had to get kind of a little bit more simplified there down the stretch, which may have hurt us. So again, we'll get some younger girls into some more positions to help us later in the season here, and we learn from it. I think one of the key learning things that a lot of times a game like this will show is how to stay aggressive but not put yourself in the bind of the foul trouble. As with your experience from the playing side and now in your 4th year as a head coach, when you're not really going to have time to look at the film for this one per se, but what are some things that you have to communicate with the girls of the fine line of this?
Yeah, every night, you get an official crew that's going to call a game just slightly different, and so if they call a little closer, we need to adjust, and so that'll be definitely the message. We had to move our feet, don't reach quite as much. I really liked a lot of our rotations on our press tonight. We were just maybe a step slow or happened to reach when we had good traps in a few situations. So again, a lot of good things, but yeah, we need to learn from that and learn. Officials called games a little bit differently, and then we need to adjust, and we didn't do that tonight.
The funny part to me is the fact that you had mentioned the depth of your team at the start at the pregame show, and then of course it was highly tested. You also mentioned getting some offensive production from some other sources, and you got some pieces from a lot of players. So what's the biggest positive you take out of tonight's game in terms of the depth of this year's Tigers team?
Yeah, it's going to be obviously a work in progress. You can see, we have some younger girls out there, but I feel confident by the end of the year here we're going to have 10 to 11 girls that we can throw in and be ready to play and play at a high level. So again, we're maybe not where we want to be, but we're on. Like I said, we took the right step forward here tonight, despite the outcome.
Well, we'll see if they can take another step forward. I know it might be kind of tired. It'll be interesting, but we're going to be here tomorrow for Belgrade Brute and El Rosa. Very exciting matchup for a Friday night, Coach. We're looking forward to that, and of course, thanks for the time.
Absolutely, thank you.
Tucker Sheely, the head coach for the PRB Tigers. We're going to step away. When we come back, we're going to talk to the head coach and a member of the victorious Sebeka Trojans. They get the overtime win, 69-65, here on YourLiveEvent.com.
A wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
And we are back here. Go ahead and grab that. As join us is our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game for the victorious Sebeka Trojans, Annika Polyu. Annika, this is a team for the Trojans. Coach Hano was telling us some experience, but not a senior on the roster. With your experience and with you being one of the juniors, how do you approach and how have you approached the leadership role for the Trojans this year?
I think with playing for the past few years, the leadership has really helped me help with the younger kids and control, like practice. We talk a lot, we explain each other, and to keep the composure on the court, I think that's what the leadership helps from all the other juniors as well, especially returning one of our main juniors, Jalen Loquist, as point guard. It's really nice to have her back to bring the leadership role as a point guard.
An overtime win, opening game of the season on the road against a team that you guys have, even though it's not a conference matchup, Sebeka and Pine River-Backus, you meet in every sport. How did this one feel?
This one, it's been a while. I mean, we've had a lot of tough matchups with Pine River, but this one felt good.
In the second half, you and Kyla really started getting your groove. What, in your mind, Annika, what started clicking for you guys and the Trojans in general?
Kyla and I played in the off season together. We played AAU together, and I think just that connection had gotten stronger. And we looked at each other. And we're like, okay, we got 4 fouls. We can't foul out. Let's go.
Was that part of a lot of the conversations in terms of staying aggressive with your defense, but also being smart enough to not saddle the team with you guys being on the bench?
Yes, definitely. And at the half, all the timeouts, we were like, okay, guys, let's be smart. We gotta go over it. Be smart here.
Yeah. Well, it's been since 2015 since Sebeka has beaten Pine River-Backus, so huge congratulations to a great game. With a win like this, what do you want it to do for this team going forward?
I just really want our team to build off this. This is a great momentum. We've kind of had rough seasons. The past few seasons haven't been the greatest, so this is just a great momentum starter for the season, I think.
Well, there was definitely whatever energy was spent on the court, you had a little bit more to celebrate after that final buzzer. An exciting win, Annika. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Annika Pulju, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game for the Sebeka Trojans. Congratulations. And now we'll bring in the head coach of the Trojans, Michael Hano. And Matt, this guy's got a pretty big smile on his face, and
Yes.
I think my very first year I ended up meeting you a couple of times throughout the various sports, and
It's been a while for both of us.
Right, exactly. And so, when we talked in the pregame, of course, we talked about how long it's been for Sebeka, and what a win to open the season with a win here tonight, what that could mean for your girls. Now that it has happened, what's on your mind about how this game played out and the way your girls were able to win it?
Just a great win, and then to open the season like this. I mean, almost like a playoff atmosphere. I think it builds confidence. We really persevered. I mean, there was lots of runs, but the girls, I think, confidence builder. I think team builder. Everything it's positive, and just a great win.
You know, they're coming into tonight, and you had mentioned the zone defense and the zone press that Pine River-Backus had, and then, of course, you have your aggressive style. And with this group of girls you have, Mike, did you kind of come in with the feeling like, hey, we can take our game and take that pressure and really put the heat on them as well?
Yeah, we haven't been able to do that the last couple of years. And the way these girls have worked to start the season, it's really looked better, and they're having fun doing it and really working hard, and we thought this is going to be something that we can do for the season, and they played well, and they took it to them just as much as they took to us, and the last few years they've been taking it to us. So it's like, hey, it's our turn now. So, and luckily with a close game like this, we got the win.
22 points in the first half, 39 in the second, and then Annika and Kyla really got going. We had just asked Annika that, but from the coach's standpoint, what did you see that changed? What kind of switch was flipped to get that offense rolling the way that you probably felt that they could go?
Well, at halftime we talked about a couple openings that they have, and try to be poised once we beat the press. Sometimes we panic too much, and it was like, okay, well, jump stop. Now we've got some openings, and I thought Kyla really had some good cuts, and then Annika, being our middle person on the press, a lot of times took advantage of some of those openings too when she was cutting down the court.
You had the big run in the second half, actually two big runs. You got it by 10, and they responded. So then, of course, the battles back and forth. You're dealing with foul trouble. What did you talk to the girls about heading into overtime?
Everybody be ready. That was the first thing. And then just keep playing hard. I don't care if you have 4 fouls, one foul. Just keep going, because the aggressive team usually has the benefit of the doubt, and we end up doing that a lot of times. So just keep persevering, keep focused, and they really were talking. Communication we talked about a lot too, and they talked well, worked together, and it was just a great team win.
You talk about confidence, right, Matt? And I mean, we talked about how any type of win, but when it's kind of that gritty win, all the fouls, all the turnovers, at the end of the day, yes, you want to grow from it, but you're the team that comes out with the win. So what do you want this to show you and the girls for moving forward for the Trojans this year?
Well, we have struggled the last couple of seasons, so I think this is just a momentum builder and just a confidence builder. They can do it, because we had the potential, but it was always like, a foul here or a basket here, and it was always kind of like, it deflated, and we weren't as deep, where we have a couple more underclassmen stepping up, and it's just going to build a lot of things, because I think this team had confidence, but this type of game is going to build that confidence even more.
A great fun win. Anything, Matt, to add?
Yeah, Coach, I was just going to wonder, you earned overtime, and what was that? You said, everybody stayed ready, but who is the voice on the court? I mean, you can only yell so much from the court to get them in line, but who's that girl on the court that
well, what I like to
up?
see this year is a lot of them, okay? I'd say Annika, Sammy, those are 2 of them that were influential, but I think all of them were doing their job and talking. We always want them to talk more. I tell them I'm never satisfied, and you guys don't be satisfied with this win, but keep building off it. So I would say those 2 were a lot, but all of them kind of did their role, and I think, and they were ready. When I said you're in, and it wasn't like, oh, crud, I'm nervous. I'm like, I got to do this for the team, and that was nice to see.
Coach, congratulations on a really exciting win. Good luck as the season has now started for the Trojans with a 1-0 record.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Mike Hano, head coach for the Sebeka Trojans. They get the win 69-65 in overtime. And we will come back with a quick look at the numbers, and we'll wrap things up here in Pine River on yourliveevent.com.
is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkmeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise, including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Devin Kruger, Matt Thurston back with you. Overtime win for Sebeka, 69-65 as they start the year 1-0. Pine River-Backus drops to 0-2. A quick look at the numbers. We talk about turnovers and fouls, and there were a plenty. The turnovers, the team stats, I had Sebeka for 33, Pine River-Backus with 29 tonight. Rebounding, 48-45, the overall advantage for Sebeka. Offensive rebounds, advantage PRB, 19-15. Tons of free throws in this one. And I don't, it's one of those numbers, I've never had a number in mind, but this might have been the most free throws I've seen in a game, as there were lots of fouls. For Pine River-Backus, 17 of 36, just under 50% from the free throw line. Coach Tucker Shiley talked a little bit about that. That certainly stings a little bit. Sebeka, a lot of attempts. They were 27 of 53, so just above 50% from the free throw line. Just a lot of free throws here tonight. Individually, the leaders for Pine River-Backus, Sawyer Chulinchik, the star of the game, she had 15 points, had 3 steals and 2 assists, 13 for Brianna Hannigan, but the key thing, all in the first half. Hannigan did not score in the second half or overtime.
You take that stat and, like, let's say, she had 12 in the first half. Let's say she made half. It just got 6 points in the second half. How does, look at how that changes the score immensely. You might not even see overtime there.
Right, exactly. Ella Dahl finished with a 12, and then a couple of 6s, 5, 4, 3 down the line for Pine River-Backus. Laura Dahl, who had 10 in the loss at Wadena Creek, held a 6, but did have 4 steals and 3 assists on the night. For Sebeka, Anna Capullo led the way. She had 20 points. I also had her for 5 steals and 2 assists. Kyla Watson, she had 19. So those two combined for 39. At the half, they had combined for 8. Talked about that big second half and how they got their groove for the Sebeka Trojans. Watson had 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 assists by my tally as well. 12 points for Sammy Stevens with 3 steals, 7 points, 5 steals for Jalen Lilquist. And then you can't go without giving the shout out to the freshman M&S in there off the bench. And she went 2 for 4 in overtime, but the 2 makes from the free throw line in a 4-point game, and especially that last one, which made it a 2-possession game, helping seal the deal for Sebeka getting a win and snapping a 10-game losing streak to the Tigers.
Yeah, I don't know if she understood the moment or if she was just going out and shooting because that's what she was told to do. But, those points really helped out her team, and it was great for her to step up. 8 ties, 11 lead changes in this one, a wild one here in Pine River tonight. Tomorrow, we're right back at it. Belgrade Bruton El Rosa is here in town. Scheduled pregame, I'd been saying 7:10 all night. I guess on my actual schedule it says 6:55. It all depends on the B squad anyway. Either way, we'll be back here tomorrow night, or I'll be back here tomorrow night for BBE and PRB for girls basketball. Final score in overtime tonight as we bid you adieu. 69-65, Sebeka with the overtime win. Big thanks to Joe running the cameras and the scoreboard here for us tonight. Matt, thanks for joining me. Devin, thank you, and thank everybody in the radio station and letting me in their space and calling this game. Devin, like I said, you always get us the great seats. Thank you.
You are welcome. And congratulations to Sebeka on the win. And, of course, a huge thank you to all of our sponsoring businesses and advertisers for helping us bring you tonight's coverage on yourliveevent.com. Until next time, this is Devin Kruger. Let's do this again.